right. Welcome to Haunted Hangover Live. I'm Louie, and I'm joined by Chris with his Dunkin' Donuts hat.
Pink Dunkin' Donuts hat.
Sure it's not red there, buddy?
God. Fourth fucking time this week I've heard that.
And Manny, a very focused Manny right now.
I am posting the link on Facebook at the moment.
The moment, so people can come check out this live that we're doing. This Scream Extravaganza.
My favorite.
Yes, Chris's favorite. We did this with Final Destination. What, last spring? Right? March? April?
Something like that.
Yeah, right. The new movie was May, right? So
was it May? I don't know.
I
don't know where time goes. I don't even, that movie feels like it came out yesterday, but it was like almost a year ago. We did that. We kind of did a retrospective of the entire franchise and just kind of our favorite moments. Funny enough, for some reason, we're doing another like 90s, early aughts franchise that's still being made today. Like started in the 90s.
How many Final Destinations were there by the time we got to the new one? Was it 6 going on 7?
There's
5 going on 6.
I think it's 6 was the last Bloodlines. I'm pretty sure it was part 6.
Yeah.
So there are more Scream movies now.
Another franchise with 6 or 7 entries.
Another franchise with 6 or 7 entries starring 90s actors. And then requels, reboots, and all that other good stuff. So we're we're jumping back in that territory. Now, also, before we get into the nuts and bolts of this conversation, the three of us recorded a couple days ago, last week, time of this live, an entire episode dedicated to the original Scream, 1996, Chris's favorite movie.
One of them, yeah.
Chris's, like we said in that episode, you and Manny, all 4 on Letterboxd is just the original Scream film. I was while editing the episode, I was laughing at that. I don't know why. That cracked me up again while editing it. But yes, Chris loves Scream. Right? You
I do.
Chris.
I don't even have like a funny, witty retort to that. I do. I love the phrase. It's my personal favorite as the tattoo. My personal favorite horror franchise.
Chris,
Sue me.
this isn't even a guilty pleasure. Chris loves.
No, I have no guilt about it. None whatsoever.
He's a very proud Ghostface fan. So, like he said, the
It's
tattoo is
fucking
on the
tattooed
arm.
my body.
Tattoo's on the arm. Manny.
My niece the other
Yeah.
day said to me, like I have a cat camera that, I can watch my cat when I'm not home, and it's in the corner of my room, my living room here where I am. And I showed my niece the cat the other day, and she saw the Ghostface mask and the stab thing in the camera. My 4-year-old niece, and looks at my tattoo and goes, "You like that too much."
You like that creepy guy too much.
You like that too much. That's what she says to me.
And to ship
I'm with your niece.
There you
I'm
go.
with her.
Speaking of which, to shift it over to Manny. Manny is not the biggest Scream fan. He respects it, but I maybe
Wouldn't go that
yeah,
far.
I was about to say maybe I wouldn't even go that far. He accepts it. Maybe
He's
that's
seen it. He's seen
He's
it.
seen it. He accepts the existence of the Scream franchise. But
And I put up with it because of you guys.
well, I'm somewhere in the middle between you guys because I wouldn't say I'm a yeah, like I wouldn't get Ghostface tattooed on me. No offense, Chris. Like it's not.
Damn.
It's if I had to think of my top like 100 films of all time, horror films, Scream would probably be there's 70 movies I'd put before it that I just think
I do.
that
I
were
do
like
have this.
that are there you go.
It's a hair clip.
It's a little devil Ghostface hair
Yes.
clip.
Pretty fucking cool clip.
It is actually really
Funny
really
enough,
cool.
I think that's a
It's
mask.
actually one of my favorite clips too.
I think that's a mask in Dead by Daylight that you can change Ghostface into like a devil
I've never
mask.
played it. It's me.
Yeah. There's like different variations of the Ghostface mask in that game. But yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle of you guys where I appreciate aspects of all the films, but there are a lot of things about it I loathe. So for me, it's like it's hit and miss. It's like I love 2 of the movies, and the rest, some of them are a little too recent. I've only seen them a handful of times, but the rest of them, give or take, I revisit them maybe once every other year. I revisited all of them for this, if that tells you anything, and I hadn't seen the new ones since I saw them in theaters. Like actually sat and paid attention, not just
you
like
went to see them in theaters. Good lord.
yes.
We went on my birthday
to see which
to
one?
see Scream 5.
Yes, we did.
The
We
reboot
did
one. It
see-
came out on my birthday, and
Yeah.
that was my birthday plans for that year.
So yeah, I thought it would be fun for the 3 of us to jump on here, talk some nonsense about the Scream franchise and some of our favorite and least favorite things about it. So just to have different perspectives.
You and I have covered the recent ones as well.
Did we?
in past
Yes, we
Haunted
have. I
Hangover
think
episodes.
yeah.
We did some reviews when they first came out.
Yeah. I don't think we've covered any of the old ones though. It's just like the newer ones for shits and
Well,
giggles. We did it.
Go listen to the Patreon.
So yes, that episode, the Patreon bonus show for Haunted Hangover Hooligans for paid members, is going to go up in the next couple of days. We literally, Manny, Chris, and I, an hour and a half talking about the first Scream movie. So we're not going to dwell on that installment too much here. It'll come up, obviously, but we're not going to like get into the nooks and crannies of our feelings towards it too much. I think listen, at the top here, I think it's fair to say it is the best of the franchise, right? Scream 1?
I agree. Yeah. I think when we get there, we're probably all going to have the same.
I don't know. I don't know if Manny, listen, I'm looking forward to Manny's rankings because Manny did not agree with us there. So that should be interesting when we get to ranking all the films. Before that, though,
Did not agree with you where?
If that part 1's the best one.
Of course it is.
Okay, I wasn't
I
sure.
said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you. So there
I
you go.
said yes.
So Manny agrees. So we all agree part 1 is, I didn't hear you. I just saw a shrug. So I wasn't
said
sure.
yes.
So there we go. We all agree. Part 1 is the best, obviously. Before that, before we went live here, we were having a discussion, and Manny even said, let's save it for just kind of the way people view, I feel, this franchise. Let's save it for the show, this discussion, because funny enough, because I guess there's a new one coming out over the last couple days on social media, I was surprised to see like hate for the franchise, and not like the normal fandom, like, oh, part 3 sucked, or, part 6 sucked, the new ones suck. Like legit people saying the entire franchise from the beginning is garbage. Like wild, wild statements. And I was like, And then I just seeing the kind of people, and I'm not saying any names, I'm not pointing any fingers, but like,
why not? Let's dox some people.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck it. Yeah, let's just
Chris wants their names,
highlighting them, sending them sending the @s to Chris.
What do you call it in like when you're playing video games? SWAT, right? You SWAT people.
Chris got his mask ready.
I'm swatting.
Yep. He's got his mask. He wants to dox some motherfuckers.
That's it.
So I was joking because I remember in high school, it was either I think it was around high school age. I don't remember where I saw this. And then a lot of like, being like a guy that's into extreme music and heavy music at the time, still like it today as an adult. But I remember seeing like a lot of the extreme horror crowd being like, screw Scream, garbage. I remember a graphic of like the Ghostface being on like horror websites and like horror death metal bands, like against like Mortician, Scream sucks. And just making a joke because I was surprised in 2026 to still see people like that are so adamant in hating it because it's a mainstream horror movie. Now, someone like me, I can watch something as mainstream as Scream, or we joke The Conjuring before we went live, I mean. We joked about The Conjuring. I like The Conjuring. I love the first 2 movies. I think the rest of them are kind of lame, but the first 2 I think are great. Ghost movies or possession movies, whatever, somewhere in the middle there. And Scream 1 and 2, I feel the same way about. I feel like those are 2 movies that are just fun mainstream films. Final Destination, are they my favorite? No, but I can still watch them. And then I can also watch something like Necromantic or the Guinea Pig series, which in reality are kind of just silly movies. So I just thought it was kind of funny that even today, like grown men, like 45, 50, 30s, are still like, fuck that franchise. It's mainstream. Like Cannibal Holocaust, Ferox, Umberto Lenzi movies, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, bro, relax. Like, not everyone wants to watch. Yeah, not everyone wants to watch. I love Cannibal Holocaust. I know Manny does, but I don't think Chris wants to watch Cannibal Holocaust because of all the animal mutilation.
I hate the animal mutilation.
Exactly.
Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. But I understand that horror, as the concept of horror movies, you need both of those.
Definitely.
To exist, right? Like you can't, I mean, you can, sure, right? But one without the other, there's no, I understand variety. Yeah. Like you can't have Cannibal Holocaust in movie theaters, right? I mean, sure.
Oh, no, it was in movie theaters, but it was a different time in the 70s.
But I'm saying, like, now you get these like lower
We've seen it in
budget,
the theater.
I've seen it in theaters. You get these lower budget films that would not exist if big horror films were not succeeding in the way that they are, right?
Yep.
Like they both need to exist and can exist.
Yeah.
That's what they both can exist.
I just thought it was funny that still exists today. Like that's still a thing today. Like people that
so don't go watch it. Like,
I mean, I just thought it was
nobody's
funny.
Forcing you to, right? Like,
I get it. Like in 1996, 97, 98, it was like, people feel I think people felt the same way about Blair Witch Project. They're like, right, that's a terrible move, mainstream garbage. I just thought it was funny. I just think it's crazy to think like there's still people that are so, stuck in their ways.
In knots.
I mean,
such a way.
It's like calling someone a poser when you're 45 years old or 50 years old. It's like, bro, really? Like you're still doing that? Like I get it. That's what Twitter is. That's what social media is now. There might be
100%.
Someone might come in here and be like, these 3 losers
social media
right now. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like, I get that that's a thing, but there's one word I use to describe people like that. Corny. You corny, son. That's it. Like
I have a word for them.
Let's hear it, Manny.
Poser.
Oh, there you go. Manny's doing it. let's hear Manny's take on this.
That is a word from my generation.
There you go.
You're a fucking poser.
Fucking poser, man. You're a fucking poser.
Okay, so to Chris's point about that these things have to exist, they do, because if it's not, it's not extreme, or it's not this, or it's not that. It's like, without that spectrum existing, what are you judging it based on? You know, to sit here and say August Underground is the most extreme movie and it's just what everybody needs. Okay, but if all films were like that, if all horror films were like that, then what does that do? That cheapens the extremity of the film.
Right.
The spectrum has to exist
Yeah.
in order for you to say, well, this is on that far end of too far. You know, but if everything did that, well, then what's the point? I don't like the Conjuring films at all. I think they're all just fucking terrible movies, you know, but I understand why people enjoy them. And I said, not everybody can be surrounded and have Carrie behind them and Cuckoo over there and Texas Chainsaw. Not everybody can be that way, because if those are the only fans that existed, exactly as you said, horror would not exist anymore.
Yeah.
It needs to have that mainstream thing, to, for lack of a better term, to gateway people into the farther. Like,
Yeah.
I do like this Scream. Maybe I like Scream, but you know what? There's just not enough to it. Like, I like the whole concept of it, but I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. Okay, well, maybe you just need a more extreme slasher. Maybe you need something that's a little different. It's a little hard, a
Yeah.
little more brutal, a little
Go
more,
watch
a
The
little more-
Burning. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You know? So yeah, the spectrum has to exist. Yeah, and I think that the people like that, who were just, they're two different types of people. They're, number one, they're just a lot, especially the people online, they're fucking edgelords. They just want to say the most, ridiculous thing.
Contrarians for the sake of it.
Exactly. They're being intentionally contrarian,
Yeah.
100%, and they really just they're trying to, it's engagement bait for,
Mhm.
that's basically what it is. Like, they're going to say the most thing just to get people to talk to them and get their shit. Cause then a lot of the time they don't even respond. You see that they'll have hundreds of comments on there and they're not even responding. They just posted some incendiary shit and then walked off.
Yeah.
And then, hey, great, now my account's getting all this engagement, and that's what it's turned into, And there's also the concept of, like, today, where films, where in general, when we were younger, and I know you guys are younger than me, but you remember this time too, where there was a, like, oh, what is the word, like you knew something, there was like gatekeeping.
Yeah.
It's basically feels like gatekeeping.
That's what it
But
is.
well, now it's gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Years ago, when you heard about Cannibal Holocaust, it wasn't because everybody knew it was the most extreme thing. It was because nobody had seen it.
Now
Right.
everyone
So
knows that movie.
There's one guy who saw it, and you learned everything from that one friend
Yeah.
who
It was
told
like
you about this movie.
sought
You know?
after, right? Like
Yeah.
it was a thing you sought.
Exactly. And now, with everything being so extremely accessible, there's no secrets anymore. There's no, like, small band that played this one show that, oh my God, what happened to them? They disappeared. They played last week and nobody's heard of them. If they played last week, there's 400 people online who are sharing all their videos to 400 more people. And even small bands you can find them. They may not have a
Mhm.
huge following, but you can find them. Small movies, you can find it. Back then, if you were at a show or you saw some movie, we went to go see Chaos when it played at the Two Boots Theater. Okay.
There's a theater in the pizza place?
There was a movie. Yeah.
It's not
there
there
was a
anymore.
movie theater
It's
behind
gone
it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't know if you're serious right now, but
He didn't know that.
It was two.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Two Boots. It was a movie theater right next door to it. And it was like,
They used to rent
I don't know.
movies too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah.
What was there? Maybe 100 seats in that
Yeah,
theater?
it was tiny.
120?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we went to go see Chaos that weekend. Until maybe 10 years ago, nobody knew this movie existed. And we went to see it. Everybody we'd ever talked to had never seen it, never heard of it.
I think there was only 3 of us and like 2 other people in the theater too that night.
No, there were
there
quite
a
a few
couple?
people, but a lot of people walked out before the end. They left.
It was a pretty brutal movie, yeah.
There's one scene, I'm not even going to say
Yeah,
it,
we
but
won't.
we'll tell you Chris off. There's one scene that happens.
Chris has to watch
when
it.
Ray yelled out at the screen, and holy crap.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough one, but yeah.
But anyway, but the point is that if you weren't at that screening, nobody else in New York has seen this movie.
Yeah.
Didn't exist. Nobody knew. If you weren't at the screening or knew that it existed, people today, being as everything is so accessible, they would call that gatekeeping.
Yeah.
That's not gatekeeping. That's just like,
It's just that
how
you
the
were the
world
only
was.
people that saw it. Like this was a
Yes.
very minute amount of people that have gotten a chance to
Exactly.
watch
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And I think that mentality of everything being accessible today has added to people's kind of cynicism toward people. Always had this kind of attitude, but it felt different then. Today, it's just like, come on, man, you can get anything you want. You can watch any movie you want. Who are you to tell somebody else what they can and cannot
Right.
like?
And you're also,
You know?
you're shouting into an echo chamber too,
Yeah.
because it's so
100%.
easy to find people who are like-minded
Yeah.
of your opinion. Whereas 25 years ago, 30 years ago, it wasn't. Right.
It was
like,
the 20 people in the theater with us
Yeah.
that day, and that was it.
right.
They were we were the horror fans that were doing the deep dives.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of them were in the theater that day. Like, we could have, if we wanted to, we could have made a dozen new friends just that day.
Yeah.
Because we're all in that same, like,
We all
kind of
knew it was
exclusive group.
We all knew it was screening, and it's a very small film. So the fact that we were
Yep.
the ones that knew, again, just
Yeah.
on my original point and just kind of being surprised that still exists today is this. The fact that there's a group of people that still feel that way about Scream, but they're cool with like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Saw. I think Saw and Scream kind of fall into the same kind of category. A lot of people hate it. And I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Saw fan either, but like you still love Freddy, you still love Jason, you love Michael Myers. Those movies, Scream is just that in the 90s, in my opinion. It's the same shit. A lot of the sequels are cash grabs. They create an iconic character that we all love on
Right.
T-shirts and stuff. It's all the same. To me, it's all the same. It's just for a different generation. That's it.
It's an age
Yeah.
thing too.
Yeah.
It's an age
Yeah.
thing of
Right.
all ages. Every age group kind of
Yeah.
has an opinion that will come with the movies that exist then.
Yeah.
The older people of that time are all going to say, "Oh, I've seen this 1,000 times. You should just go watch this instead." And the younger people are going to be like, "Oh, this is great. It's so much better than that others." And then there's another group of younger people who found the old movies,
Yeah.
and they're just going to be like, "No, this is But the impetus of where their opinion comes from, your opinions change as you get older. I was very similar. When I was younger, I would shut in a lot of movies. Now that I'm older, it's like, I could go one of two ways. I could either be who I am today, where you know what, this stuff exists. I don't have to like it. I don't have to talk about it. I can just, it exists.
Yeah.
Fine. It's
Yeah.
not for me.
Not
Or
for
I
you.
can
Exactly.
be-
Right.
Or I can be a shitty old man on the porch saying, "Get off my
Nah,
lawn."
never. You
No.
never want to be the old man. Here's
No.
here's an example, just so we can put a button on this conversation and move on. Terrifier.
Yeah.
Gen Z.
The less said, the better.
No,
for me.
see, Chris
Yeah,
doesn't like
less said, the
Terrifier.
better.
I respect it for what it is. I wouldn't call it my favorite. I mean, I've talked
No.
about it on the show. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I know people that are younger love it. They loved Art the Clown. They loved the Terrifier movies. They love all three of them. They're looking forward to part 4 coming out next year or whatever. Or this year, I don't even know. So like that's a prime example of, I grew up with Scream. In the 90s, it was like me, all three of us, honestly. Scream was like when we were old enough to have rented it and saw it in theater was the 90s. And Manny's, a few years older than me and Chris. But regardless, we were still alive and old enough to remember seeing trailers on TV and stuff like that. Not catching a franchise in the middle, the beginning up until today, where they're making a new one. And that's why I guess there is a certain nostalgia for certain people. And Terrifier, I don't have that nostalgia. And in 20 years, the kids that are, 20 or 15 or whatever now, they're going to look back at Terrifier the same. I guarantee they're going to make another 10 Terrifier movies.
There'll be a bunch. There'll be a bunch. More,
It'll
as
be
long as
another.
people they'll keep watching them. Yes.
Yeah. So.
And they do them super low budget. Michael George is in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Seeing this kind of, he doesn't watch Terrifier because the creators are assholes.
Okay.
He knows them. He says they're assholes. He doesn't like them, so he won't watch their movies.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a valid thing. I don't know the guys.
Neither do I.
respect it.
He's
I respect
told,
it.
He's told me these. He's told me some, and I say, you know what? Maybe they are assholes. I liked part 2. I saw that in the theater, and I thought it was a ton of fun. But even if I didn't like it, I'm glad I got to see it in the theater. From an indie filmmaker perspective, I have to support it. I don't want.
I'm
Maybe
the same
they're
way.
assholes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how I look. I say what they did in the last 5 years for indie horror is incredible. It is.
Listen, they accomplished a lot with a little.
For a character that started for all intents and purposes a direct to streaming movie, right? In All Hallows Eve movies I mean, it gets play on fucking WWE, right? Like,
Dude,
the character is mainstream. He's in
they've
Call of Duty.
licensed to Spencer Gifts, for God's sake.
Yeah,
you know, like you walk into Spencer's and
he's up there with Ghostface. Funny enough,
it's an accomplishment. It's a feat, if nothing else, right? Regardless of how I feel about the movies, there's a feat in that.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Terrifier being released to theaters, when Terrifier 2 hit theaters, Iron Lung would not have come out 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. Because theaters would not be taking indie films.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The fact is that opened the door to large theater chains accepting smaller films for full distribution. And that alone changed everything.
And Scream did something similar in the 90s when horror movies were kind of looked at as, you know, there weren't as many coming out, and no big horror film, no tentpole horror movies were coming out at that time. You know, Scream rejuvenated the genre.
Yeah.
So listen, we all have our own opinions on different franchises. You're allowed to. It's all subjective. But just don't.
I will be there IMAX opening night
for Scream 7. There you go.
IMAX. It's insane that it's going to be an IMAX.
That is crazy. I'm only going to see it because I'm sure we're going to cover it on the
100%.
show. So,
we'll be doing the next live will be Scream 7.
Yeah.
On that note, let's jump into our list here. Our Scream Extravaganza. Some of the topics we're going to be discussing here. So we're going to do some favorite, least favorite, and then end the show wrapping it up with each of us ranking the films. So we're going to open with this, and we're going to start with Chris because this is his favorite franchise. So we're going to let Chris start.
We need a soundbite here. We need a soundbite here.
I don't have a screen.
Just a little aura around me, like a little, halo.
Unfortunately, all I've got is Busta Rhymes and the Spoiler Witch. So,
motherfucker.
I know. Sorry,
get some more sound effects in there, buddy.
That's all I've got, Chris. I'm sorry. No aura sound. I will work on that for future live episodes.
You get Roddy Piper saying "kick ass."
Kick ass. I should have. Honestly, you know what I should have gotten? Master P. Scream.
Some Creed. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, Creed is on the soundtrack as well. Listen,
I will sign off.
There you go. Chris is a massive Creed guy, so I think he's talked about it on the show. Chris, that's the one. I love Chris.
Again,
both of you, some of my closest friends, and I don't have many very close friends as I've gotten older. But that's the one thing I'm like, Chris, you're on your own, buddy.
Absolutely no shame.
You're on. There is no, I'm somewhere in the middle with that. Creed is all Chris. I can't even defend that. That's all him. But yes, Chris, starting with favorite opening kill of the franchise.
This is tough because obviously Scream 1 is the iconic opening kill, right? Like that sets the entire tone for the entire franchise that we're still sitting here talking about today. However, we did just talk ad nauseum about how great the opening to Scream 1 is. I'm going to give it to Scream 6 for my favorite opening kill. The Samara Weaving kill and the fake out reveal of the killer, who is also, are we spoiler witching?
Yeah, I mean, no, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The fake out reveal of the Ghostface, who is then killed by Ghostface, I just thought is really fucking cool. And Samara Weaving's death is super brutal in that opening sequence. So if we were to say, like, you can't do Scream 1 again, I got to give it to Scream 6. That it's a phenomenal opening. Like I think it sets the tone well because you're like, all right, well, Ghostface killed this guy, so who the fuck could possibly be Ghostface now?
It's funny. I watched it the other day and I forgot how long. I think it's the longest opening kill.
It is the longest.
It's like 10 minutes or 15
12-minute scene. You follow this guy all the way home after he commits this murder.
He's watching
And
Jason
then
Takes Manhattan, funny enough, in that scene.
Yeah, funny enough, in Manhattan. And then he gets into his opening kill scene, right? So it's kind of 2 opening kills in one, which I think is really cool.
And they kill the more recognizable actor first with Samara Weaving, because that other guy's pretty recognizable from the Spider-Man movies, right? I don't know his name.
Movies and like a couple Wes Anderson things.
Yeah. What's that actor's name? Do you know it?
Tony,
I don't know
something Ravioli. Tony Ravioli.
Tony Ravioli.
Like
all right.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony something similar to that.
Tony Baloney.
Tony Hinchcliffe, right?
Okay. I mean, I do like that. Just to kind of share my thoughts, I do like the opening to Scream 6. I think the most grotesque part and the most brutal part about it is him finding his roommate chopped up in the fridge.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. Pretty gnarly. That was pretty cool. And the fact that he's watching Jason Takes Manhattan, which I have a lot of love for. Guilty pleasure of mine. So
does Scream 6, obviously.
Yes. Oh, of course. That's not Canada at all. That is 100% Manhattan. That entire film was shot in New York.
Right.
Manny, any want to share any thoughts on 6? The opening to 6?
He actually has the same answer as me.
Oh, so you both picked. I wasn't actually going to move over to you.
I'm trying to avoid one.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's your pick. Then let's move over there.
I'm going to say that about this. I think we're all we're going to try to avoid using part 1 for any of our picks, simply because we just did 90 minutes on it.
Yeah.
You know, so with not picking Drew Barrymore, it's Samara Weaving's kill.
Do you like it for the same reasons?
Mostly, yes. For the first off, because it's Samara Weaving, and I absolutely fucking love her.
I mean, she's great.
Absolutely love Samara Weaving. You know, I would have liked her to be in the movie
instead of a 5-minute tease.
You know,
her screams are fucking wild. When she's getting stabbed. Wild.
Samara Weaving has the best horror scream. Since Patricia Arquette in Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah.
She's
got a phenomenal scream.
Samara Weaving has the best horror scream out there right now. Period. And having that to open the film, I did not care for the whole conversation where she's literally telling the audience what tropes we're picking on for this film. Like I feel like these films have all kind of done that. For like 3 on, they tell you. It's not even like part of the story where they figure it out. No, we have a character just spell shit out for you, and it's like there's no depth to it anymore, you know. But the reason why I like the opening of part 6 is the reason what I like about part 6 the most, and we'll get to that at some point later.
All right.
But I'm with him on Samara Weaving, yes.
But before I jump into my pick, I want to talk. Hollow Ian says the start of 6 and its true crime vibe was interesting. It went downhill from there, but the opening was such a great tease. Yeah, I didn't even think about the true crime vibe. I mean, of vibes to it. Yeah. That makes.
It was very American Psycho.
Yeah.
It felt like American Psycho, and I feel like that's what they were going for.
It wasn't overly meta,
angles.
which sometimes Scream tends to do. It becomes a bit too meta. So, all right, Chris, least favorite opening kill.
Wait, what's your favorite?
Oh, sorry, skipping my pick. So my favorite is Scream 2. I love the opening. Really? I like the whole Jada Pinkett, Omar Epps going to the theater. The way they decorated the theater, there's like that big stab knife moving in the front of the theater.
Outside the marquee,
And then all the people wearing the costumes. There's even like the William Castle kind of deal where the Ghostface, there's like 2 Ghostfaces hung up on like strings or something, and they pull them towards the projector. And then the movie plays and everyone's knives glow in the dark. I just love that setup. I love Omar Epps going to the bathroom, getting killed, and then Ghostface putting on his jacket, coming back, and then stabbing the shit out of Jada Pinkett. So I just always love that setup. And, Manny and I, we all 3 of us love going to the movies. And it made the theater feel dangerous.
Yeah.
Like you could totally, like maybe not now, but like I remember going to see Freddy vs. Jason, how wild the theater was. That if someone was murdered from all the screaming and shouting and yelling, you probably wouldn't know. Like, because that's how crazy people were in the theater.
But appealing, right? Like,
yes.
You still want to be a part of that audience.
It made the opening of Scream 2 made the theater like you don't know what's lurking around the corner Like when you go to the theater, you go to the restroom, you know, there's something ominous and
You could get
creepy.
stabbed in the ear or a dick in the ear.
That's not Scary Movie we're talking about, but okay. No dicks stabbed in the ear. But when you go to the theater, you know, if there's certain movie theaters when you leave, let's say you go leave to, you know, go to the bathroom, like during the trailers or something, it's usually pretty quiet because everyone's in the theater. There's only maybe the, you know, the person at the front, and that's it. And it is kind of, you don't know what's around the corner. And I love how they made a movie theater creepy and scary.
Yeah.
Like they were able to make it kind of feel tense. And it's just a movie theater. And then her getting stabbed up and then going up onto the stage and then falling back all bloody. I love the opening. Dare I say, obviously, Scream 1's the standard, but Scream 2, in my opinion, is right behind that.
They're watching Stab.
Yeah, they're watching.
In-
They're watching Stab. But yeah, no, I that's my favorite one. Scream 2 is probably hands down my favorite. I don't think they've been able to recapture the magic a little in later sequels, but I still think 2 and 1 are like they set it. That the bar has been set, in my opinion. All right, now on to the least favorite. Chris, least favorite.
It's going to be a lot from this movie across the board for least favorite. I like the opening of Scream 4 is dog shit.
Yes, I can agree. That's my pick.
I think it's so stupid. I get like, oh, Scream's meta, right? Like it's supposed to be meta, but like the meta within the meta within the meta is just, it's a bridge too far and it's just so goofy.
There's something dated about it too. It didn't age well, in my opinion.
Very dated.
The Scream 4 opening kill just feels dated.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I was watching it recently and they talk about Catfish and MySpace and it like obviously those kind of things.
It's not evergreen.
They're relevant at
for
the
sure.
time. It's not evergreen at
no.
all. But like it is very, very dated. And the I also don't think that the combinations of actresses that are in the meta movie versions are Scream actors, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Like Anna Paquin and Kristen Bell. I just think they were a weird
I mean, I think they're
choice.
both great as actors. Like I think they're
Right,
both.
not for
I think they
Scream,
were
but
a
not for
weird
Not for
choice
Scream, I agree.
Scream. I think they
Yeah,
were a
not for
very
Scream.
weird choice.
It's
I agree.
something weird about that opening. I remember going
Yeah.
to see it in theaters in 2011 and feeling the same way. I was like, that's the worst opening kill. Like just not
Right. And
scary.
they attempt to poke fun at it within the movie, right? Like, oh, well, if this is the opening of Stab 5, then what's the opening of Stab 6? Does that make Stab 4? Like, and it's just, you get a headache thinking about it because it's just too overly complicated for its own good
Yeah,
before they get to the actual Woodsboro kill.
there's nothing tense about it. It's kind of a
Yeah.
joke. It feels like Scary Movie. It doesn't feel like
Yeah.
Scream. Like comparing
And
it
then-
even to
and
the
then by
newer
the time
films.
by the time they get to the end of it, the last girl that dies
I don't even know who these
is
people
like
were.
crawling out of the garage.
Yeah.
She's like crawling out, and it's very reminiscent of Rose McGowan. And it's like, okay, seen it before. And I get like, oh, it's all what's old is new again. But like, okay, saw it. We don't care.
I have a confession. The
Like,
other
just
day,
get rid of it.
I watched part 4, about 15 minutes, and turned it off. So if that tells you how I feel about that 4th installment, that's my least favorite too. So we'll just move on from there. The opening of 4. Manny, your least favorite opening kill.
It was going to be part 4.
Okay.
As well. The meta,
All right.
the meta
Yeah.
is just what? Oh, how'd you think of this one? Just it's so stupid. But I have one that's actually tied
Okay.
for just as much. I fucking hate it so much. Part 2.
Wow.
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 I like the setup. I like everything that you said. The theater, the whole thing. I like the setup, but I think Jada was not aware of what movie they were making. I feel like her performance. You said we're not talking about Scary Movie, but Jesus fucking Christ, tell me the difference between what Jada Pinkett did and whatever
She's
her
a
name
stereotype,
did.
if we're being honest.
It's not even the performance
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the same. The girl did it in Scary Movie, did it, and Jada, it is the same thing. She changed nothing
Regina
about
Hall?
it.
Yeah.
She added a little extra. Why why she added that just to go a little over. She had to go that ridiculous because Jada was just that ridiculous already. And Omar Epps that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I love Omar Epps.
You don't, you know what? He's a great actor, but
I love Juice,
do not
man.
put your, I don't care what sound is coming from the bathroom stall next to you.
Or something like that, right? Isn't that what he hears?
You don't put your ear up to it because it's not a fucking wall. You're not going to hear better by putting your ear up to it. The top and the bottom are open. You'll actually hear it less because you've now blocked one of your ears. So it was the stupidest thing to see him do. I saw that one. I saw 1 and 2 in theater, and I saw 2 in the theater. I was like, oh, this is fucking dumb already, because I liked the first movie when it came out. So when I went, I was like, you know what? Let's go see part 2. I was excited for it. Right there, that's the opening, and I was already like, oh, this is fucking stupid. I was like, Scream was like, okay, this is really cool. This is fuck. That's it, done. And I did not watch a single other Scream movie until last year. I watched them all last year. I didn't
Manny
care.
blames Jada Pinkett and Omar Epps.
Part 2 killed the whole thing for me. I had no interest
Jada
beyond
Pinkett
that.
and Omar Epps killed the franchise for Manny.
The
fucking
Scream
great
franchise, like she
actors,
ruined
too.
the Oscars that year.
Yes, 2 really good actors.
Set it
too.
off,
They
boy.
are
That's
solid.
a great movie.
Demon Knight, come on.
It's terrible. Demon Knight is fucking great, man.
She's
And
phenomenal
she's
in Demon Knight. She's
awesome
phenomenal
in
in
Demon
Demon
Knight.
Knight.
Listen, guys, that's
Yeah, I'm in the opposite. I was
Interesting.
say 4, but part 2 was just so goddamn dumb.
I just to defend it a little bit more. I just love the setup. I love the setup. I'll be honest. I
like the setup too. I agree with you on that.
I'm a little different. The way I watch these movies is a little different than Manny. I watch Friday the 13th the same way, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not watching them for performances. I'm watching it more just to be like, that's cool, a cool setup. I know there's gonna be kind of cringy acting. Even the new movies have some pretty rough wooden performances, but regardless, I have fun with them. I don't ever watch them to be that critical of the performances. I get where you're coming from, but that's just my opinion.
See, now I can agree with that for like Friday the 13th. I can totally agree with that.
But not Scream, huh?
No, simply because Friday the 13th didn't try to add more story. Mm-hmm. You had 1, you had 2, and you had 4. Everything else is just a bunch of people showing up and getting killed. Yeah. There's no overarching story to really connect them to the previous films. Every Scream film is trying to be a detective movie within itself and add to the lore. Friday the 13th doesn't add.
It's a whodunit franchise. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
And that's why I say, like, yes, you're going there to watch Jason kill people, but Scream is trying to all be good movies, not just cannon fodder films. You know, I'm not saying they're successful.
When we get to our characters, I sometimes feel like some of it was not made to be a good movie.
Some of it is.
Yeah.
Some of it is. But each story has an overarching storyline that connects to the first movie. Mm-hmm. Every one of them are building. Nightmare on Elm Street built story upon itself. You know, Halloween would build it and then end it and then start a whole new story.
Oh, we'll be here for 3 days.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Scream takes itself way more seriously than Friday the 13th ever did. It's just cannon fodder for you. You're going there to watch people die. You're not going there to add to Jason's lore. Ghostface has extended lore that keeps going, and that's why I can't watch it the same way I watch Friday the 13th.
I will say, and we'll move on here, I think it jumps. I agree to an extent with what you're saying, but I also think there is some shark jumping when we get to part 3, Jay and Silent Bob and shit like that popping up in the movie. I was like, I don't know how serious this franchise is taking itself. Regardless, I get it. I respect it. I still love the opening of Scream 2. That's just me.
Yeah, that's I'm not saying that they're perfect and it's always, but in general, they're trying to create more lore with each film. Right. They're not just randomly killing every person. There's still one fucking protagonist that goes through the entire series.
And that protagonist now has children.
Yes.
And it's the only franchise. It's the only franchise that has the same victim in all of them. Minus, it's the only franchise that does that. All the rest of them, she even says it. Where in one of them, where the hero has to die to allow it go on, and then they don't kill her, but they keep making movies.
Yeah, I mean, they killed one of them of the main 3 from the original films,
right.
But
it's all about Sydney.
Yeah,
it's all about.
Well,
Sydney.
They were trying to
It
get away
is.
from Sydney eventually, but
No, they were not trying. They were not fucking trying.
I don't think they were.
She didn't
Part
take their money.
6?
Trying. Right.
No,
Well,
she didn't take their
they
money.
didn't
She didn't
want to get rid of her.
We'll get to 6. We'll
Yeah,
get to
we'll
6.
get there.
All
We'll
right.
get there.
All right. We got it.
6.
All right, let's move forward then. So now we're going to move over to favorite Ghostface killer reveal. We'll kind of combine those all as one. So Chris,
Yeah.
your favorite killers, because I know they work. There's some that work as a team, and reveal. We'll kind of combine
Almost
that.
exclusively, they work as teams.
Yeah,
outside
out
of Scream 3.
Yeah. Which is your favorite?
Again, barring using
Barring
Scream
part,
1
barring
again,
part 1 across the
because
board. Yes.
it is the best. Scream 2's reveal, just because, and also again, we said this a ton of times on the other episode, hindsight being what it is, the 2 actors that play the killers in Scream 2 are quite possibly the 2 best actors in the entire franchise. Again, that is because
you got Timothy
Olyphant.
Olyphant.
Timothy Olyphant is bulletproof, man. I love that.
And that's
dude.
a young Timothy Olyphant
At
too.
the time, he was
That's a
nobody, right? It
go.
was that and Go, right? Like that was the
Go.
only 2 things he might have been in at that point. But him and her name is
Laurie
escaping me.
Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf.
Yeah, Laurie Metcalf.
Probably the best 2 actors that Scream has ever had as killers. The best 2 actors in the franchise, I think, period.
Mhm.
And
Again,
Liev Schreiber.
I'm saying that now.
Liev Schreiber, yes,
Right. And
Manny's
Liev Schreiber.
favorite. Liev
I'm saying
Schreiber.
that now with 30 years of stuff that they've done after that. But even then, like, I always loved the way that Mickey turns, like when he reveals himself. I think he's just like, he is. Whereas Billy and Stu, like they were crazy, but they were still reserved in that, right? Like they still were the people that they were through the most of the movie, right? Stu was still joking and Billy was still like the slick guy. Mickey like turns entirely. Granted, he doesn't have as much of a role prior to being revealed as Ghostface.
More than Laurie Metcalf did. I feel like she's barely in the movie. She comes in and out of scenes, literally.
When he reveals who he is and like what that, that he's behind it. And I also like, he's so good. He's so like twisted.
He
and
does
I
look
think,
crazy.
Like,
There's that
it
one
speaks a lot to his performance, obviously, but he's just so fucking good.
There's that one like part where I think Courtney Cox comes out and then he's like, Billy's
Didn't see that
mother.
coming, did ya?
Yeah, he's like, Billy's mother.
Oh man, my brother and I like say that to each other all the time, like just randomly in conversation.
He's good. But again, it's Timothy Olyphant, so you expect
exactly.
that. We'll go to Manny. So you're then we'll do the least. We'll run through our least. Favorite killer Ghostface reveal.
I think you're both going to be surprised at this one.
Okay.
Jill in part 4.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yep. I think her. So just Jill. The
Right.
other guy. Okay.
Right.
Not the Culkin.
Culkin, we saw that he's another great actor.
Yeah, he
Another
is.
great actor.
All the
Really well. He
Culkins turned
became a
out to be.
great
Yeah,
actor.
but they all became great actors.
He became a great actor. At the time, it was like, who's this guy? The other Culkin. Oh,
Yeah, the other Culkin.
The little
Yes,
Culkin.
The other.
The little
Not even
Culkin.
Rory. Yeah,
He's
the other.
He's the little
the
Culkin.
one who wasn't born when the first 2
Right,
became stars. But so Jill, I think that her motivation mirrored the first film, with her plan being to survive and tell the story how she was the survivor, and to pin it on someone else. She injures herself and beats the shit out of herself in that whole scene, just like Stu and Billy did in the first one. Yeah, there's too many names of these things.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna point at you and you're gonna tell me.
I can do it with my eyes closed.
Exactly. She beats the shit out of herself just like they did, and almost got away with it just like they did. And that's what I liked about it. That it was more or less a different story of the first film, but her motivations and everything she did is the most like the first film. In the end of it, just her, and then it even turns into kind of Halloween 2 at the end of the film. So I think that was the strongest killer reveal other than Billy and Stu.
You might be surprised with mine because I have kind of a tie again, negating the first film, I have, and you guys, I haven't really talked about it much, but I kind of hinted at it, the way I feel about part 4, but I would agree with Manny. I think
All
the
right.
whole niece, she's Sydney's, not niece, cousin. She's Sydney's cousin. And the fact that she's trying to frame her own like family member and make her the final girl and then kill the first final girl, that's her relative. I do think they did a good job with that and how kind of she turns on the crazy at the very end, like you said, Manny, with hurting herself.
And the fact that she's doing it because she kind of wants to be famous,
Yeah.
which is really what Stu's whole motivation was.
She's like both characters in one kind of almost.
Billy had a personal motivation, but Stu was like, we said this in the show, he was just along for the ride.
Yeah, for the fun.
I will say this though, because I kind of put 2. I kind of have 2 that I've tied. So I have 4, which we just talked about. I also think part 5, personally, with like kind of horror fans today and the way horror fans are on Reddit and social media, just kind of crazy horror fans that feel like this.
It's what we talked about earlier.
Yes,
I mean, an extreme version of it.
And I think what's his name? Quaid's kid, Meg Ryan's kid, Jack Quaid's son, and what's his name in the movie? Richie. And Mikey Madison? Mikey Madison, who won an Oscar like last year, who a Ghostface who went on to be an Academy Award-winning actor.
She's the girl in Anora, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. I just recognize her from
she's the other killer. I think the fact that it's just like a toxic fandom, a couple that's crazy and obsessed with the franchise and wants to do a requel and accidentally get the original characters involved because of his whole thing with Billy, like what's Sam's character being Billy Loomis's daughter and how he dated her to kind of start his own version of Stab or Scream, etc. I think the ending of that of Scream 2022 is kind of batshit insane, and I like it. Like they light Mike, what's her name? What's her character's name? Mikey Madison's character's name. I don't even remember. Honestly.
I just watched it the other day too.
I don't remember. Is it Heather? No. It's something like that.
Damn it.
So whatever. It doesn't matter.
Away
Mikey
Jack
Quaid and Mikey Madison's as the killers, in my opinion, just kind of how off the rails it gets, which she gets lit up on fire with hand sanitizer, which is a great line. Which is like
like the second time that actress got set on fire.
That was a good one.
No, my favorite.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was stupid how it happened.
Yes.
When it happened, it looked cool.
My favorite line is she goes, "Fucking hand sanitizer," because she hits her over the head with like the entire bottle of hand sanitizer, and then she falls on the stove and goes up in flames. But I like
Amber.
There we go. Thank you, Chris. So Amber and Richie as the killers in part 5. I think the reveal and their motivation and just kind of how nutty it gets, and then she stabs the shit out of him at the very end. Sam, just kind of the whole setup. I dug it. In my opinion, it would probably go hand in hand with with the original. I think they did a good job, just kind of giving a good reason. It didn't feel, what I like about it is you see the characters throughout the entire film. Whereas some of the sequels, the characters are like enter scene, exit scene. They're the killer because you've seen them 4 times in 90 minutes. That kind of happened with Laurie Metcalf. That happens in Scream 3. Where like it's like he has like a total of 10 minutes of screen time and he's the killer. It's like, of course we're not gonna get it. He's barely in the movie. At least with Scream 5, Richie and Amber are consistently in the film, hanging out with their friends.
I do remember being surprised.
I guessed
more that Richie was the killer.
Oh, really?
Than the girl, because him, like you said, he's in the entire movie and he's the fucking boyfriend, right? And they tell you like you should have looked at the boyfriend first. They say it in the movie, but like you're like, oh, they're not gonna go and do it that easy, right? Then they do.
Yeah, I guessed it only because Richie is the boyfriend, and then the Amber character is really close with Jenna Ortega's character. So I was like, she's suspicious. So I guessed it. I remember we went to go see it. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're the killers. And I was right.
I guessed it was him in the beginning, in the very beginning. The very beginning of the movie, I guessed it was him. Because she gets off the phone, she's like, I have to go. And he's, oh, I'm coming with you. Yeah. No, I'm coming with you. Nope, you're too fucking forceful. Right. Too fucking forceful.
Yeah.
We don't even know your goddamn name yet. And you're forcing
killer.
Nope. That's it. You're
Killer alert.
forcing yourself to be next to her for the rest of the movie. You're the killer.
Yeah. All right.
Because if he didn't go with her, she'd be like, "What are you doing here?" You know?
Yeah.
Again, I will say an interesting. I guess now the franchise has kind of done it on purpose. Blue flannel is historically
Okay.
Like a
Mickey,
hint?
Billy.
I never noticed.
Yeah,
honestly
you'll
never-
notice it
I
now.
never
The
noticed it.
Richie character.
He's watched it so many damn times. He knows what fucking size shoe they're
I
wearing.
did not notice that at all.
He looks for the killer's boots, like in part
I saw
one,
it on
the
like
giveaway.
an
you know?
Instagram page or something, and like it does track. It's blue flannel. Jill's wearing it in 4. It's a blue flannel, and they turn out to be
Go
the
pull
killer.
up the
Obviously
trailer for
now it's
Scream
like it's
7
like
and see who's wearing it.
McKenna Grace's character can be seen wearing a blue flannel
love how
skirt in the
Chris-
Scream 7
The
trailer.
movie's not
That's
even
just-
out already, and Chris already knows. Damn.
Who's her character?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
they haven't. Oh, okay.
I have
was
no
gonna say,
clue.
Well, either way, Stu's her father, and Stu's the killer.
Right.
So.
Right.
That's it. Spoiler. All right, Chris. Least favorite. We'll run through these. Least favorite killer
Least
reveal.
favorite killer reveal. So, in theory, 6 should be a really cool reveal because it hasn't been done before, right? There's never been 3 killers before in the franchise. Is that a little much? You could debate that. But I think that where I said that Mickey turns and it's a really good performance, Dermot Mulroney, when he is revealed as like the mastermind behind all of it in 6, it's like he's playing in a slapstick comedy. He just goes insane in the worst acting way.
He starts Joker laughing. Like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck?
It's very like we live in a society, and it's like, dude, take it easy. Like, what movie are you in right now?
Didn't see this coming, did you?
yeah. It's very hokey, and I think it loses something
Yeah.
based on that. I think it's cool having 3 killers. I think their motivation is cool, but I think when he reveals and he's like, it's like
It's kinda
dude, calm the
cartoony.
fuck down.
Yeah.
It's very cartoony, and that kind of puts it at the least for me. It edges it to the bottom for me solely on his performance. And Dermot Mulroney, great fucking actor.
He's a great actor. Yeah.
I don't know what his notes were for that, but
No notes.
he's like ridiculous.
You're crazy. Those were the notes. Over the top, overact. Who cares?
Yeah, it shifted to the bottom for me.
All right, Manny. Least favorite killer reveal. Ghostface.
Roman Bridger.
Oof. So there you go. We're together on that one. We could get not.
Roman Bridger.
I agree. He's the worst.
Sydney's lost older brother, who recorded the affairs of Sydney's mother, right?
It's his mother too.
His mother too.
Recorded the affair and then showed the tapes to 15-year-old Billy. What is wrong with you? First off,
Yeah, a little rough there. Different time.
kidding me?
Roman Epstein.
He showed a video of this kid's father fucking this other girl's mother, fucking his mother. Like, here, what do you look at this kid? What are you kidding?
We
Dude,
need to kill her. That's basically what he did. He showed them that we need to
at
murder
that
her.
point, because he's way older than that.
Yeah.
He's like 10 years older.
Yeah.
So this guy's like 25, 26 years old, basically showing a porn of his own mother to this kid.
You guys want to buy some beer?
Yes. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And he was just a terrible character.
Yeah.
He was annoying.
He's barely
throughout
in the movie, which is
entire-
my
for the
big.
12
But when you
minutes he's
see
in
him,
the
he's
movie.
so fucking annoying. Like I watched the movie. I'm like, who the fuck is giving this guy money to make a movie? Because the guys like him, they get to make movies. You're what's wrong with filmmaking.
The cringiest
Right.
line from him in the
The
movie.
Harvey Weinstein avatar, Lance Henriksen, is the reason
Those
he makes
fucking
movies.
Terrible.
My
man.
2 points of why I don't like him is he's barely in the movie. He like literally enter scene, exit scene. He's like 3 scenes and that's it. Number 2, he has one of the worst lines that every time I hear it cringe. He goes, "I'm a director. I direct." I watched it a few days ago. I was like, yo, I hate that line. I hate that
Yeah,
line.
it's-
The delivery of it is so bad. It's like, I'm a director. I direct. It's like just
Yeah.
so bad. Yeah.
Fucking terrible.
It feels
think
like a left
there's
field
also-
reveal.
There's also theories, again, online theories, that and Scream 3 had a notoriously troubled production, right? There's an assembly cut out there, which is a vastly different movie in a lot of ways, but Scream 3 got essentially rewritten from the ground up because of Columbine. At the time, there was a whole, and they talk about violence in cinema in the movie, right? But like, there's a whole theory online that the girl that played Sydney in the movie version,
Yeah, the girl from
was
Match
the
Point.
secret,
I forget her name.
the
Yeah.
secret second killer that was never revealed, because as much as Roman is not in the movie, she is in the movie, but also is like a very shady character. And there's some scenes where they're like, oh, well, that couldn't possibly have been Roman because he was arrested or whatever have you. So like, it's a theory that people have been harping on about for 26 years now.
I love there's a
that this
theory
girl was the
for Scream 3.
secret second killer based on earlier drafts of scripts and things like that. So, but either way, I could see Roman being the least favorite for a lot for
Joseph Blow. He said Emily Mortimer. Thank you. I forgot her name. I love the movie Match Point, and she's in that. Also, he
She's
said
the
Blue
mom in Paddington.
Is she? I've never seen Paddington. Blue Flannel, no spoiler witch. LOL. My bad. We're just joking.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't
know because you mentioned in part 7 that's when he because you said
we have no idea what we're talking about.
Be a red herring. You never know.
I have no idea. I have not read anything about the movie.
I honestly think if that's the online guess, like that's the theory, then they did that on purpose now to throw you off.
Probably.
They're doing it on purpose, you know? And that, like, so what you said, I didn't know that Scream 3 was rewritten. You can fucking tell now that I see it, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like that almost makes me feel that my feeling is validated, that Wes Craven lost it. Damn. He was just these were just movies. He was just making them because he's a director and that's what he does.
Right. He directs. He's a
director. He's a director. He directs. You know? But like he lost his edge. He lost something he had to say. He lost it because something like, well, we're going to change it because of Columbine. I'm going to change it because of that. That is something that Wes Craven would be like, no, fuck you.
Right. I'm sure that's a studio mandate, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
He has the power to say, no, I'm going to make the movie that I want to make, whether you like it or not, because I'm Wes Craven and this is Scream.
Yeah.
And it's going to make money regardless, you know? So the fact that he gave into that kind of is like, yeah, dude, you lost your fire. You lost your spark. I mean, you know, he has had messages like in his films since the beginning. Yeah. He's always had something to say.
He's a bright guy. He's a very smart. He's a teacher. Yeah, he was a college professor. Yeah.
Intelligent student of history. The guy he's a smart. Really, he was a really smart guy. So he always had something to say, and he said in very subtle ways that didn't beat you over the head. But when the movie was over, you got it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you look at just
Last House on the Left, man. Like you look at
People Under the Stairs is shit that we're talking about today.
Yeah, still
the class struggle. We're still having this, and he made this movie 35 years ago, so he was always ahead of the curve like that. You know, so the fact that he gave into the studio due to something public, I feel like that the old Wes Craven would be like, no, that's even more reason to make this movie. You know, is to make you realize that this is that yes, violence in film could possibly do this, and that's something that nobody wants to talk about.
There's a critique on it.
Yeah,
within making it the way that it was.
Yes, exactly, and it's either people are either you believe that violence in film makes people violent, or you don't. There's no middle ground to that conversation, and Wes Craven was very good at discussing that middle ground of saying there's nuance to every conversation, and I feel like that probably would be his original script there.
Yeah. Chris sent me that.
You could probably find the original.
You sent it to me. I remember.
I like the conversation, but I'm not going to read that.
Yeah. I'm sure you
give me the
find
Cliff Notes version.
I will say, I think.
Is there less Creed in the third one?
Stuff, Scream 3 is the funniest Scream, I think.
Okay.
In a traditional like comedy sense, right? Because I think it by that time Scream kind of was aware of what it was more than the first two, and it like embraced that stuff. Josh Pais, who plays he plays the other cop in the movie, Patrick Dempsey's partner, and he has a line that literally every time I watch it, it fucking kills me. Patrick Dempsey's talking about doing something with Gail Weathers, and he goes, "I'm gonna go dust for Prince with Jane Pauley." And
Yeah.
just his delivery like fucking kills me.
Yeah.
And I think like that at that point, Scream 3, the franchise had started to evolve into like the more self-referential meta version of itself that it still is today.
It wasn't making a statement anymore. It was just being what it was talking about.
It's the
That's why I said it. It tells its message right up front, and it tells you what it is, rather than letting you figure some of it out.
Not to spoil our Patreon show, I think I remember saying that at that point it felt kind of cash grabby, even for Wes Craven. Like it was a paycheck. Like it didn't feel like the heart was there. As far as him,
struggle or pitch to make another,
and those are Weinstein movies, right?
For a Scream movie, great. They throw money at
real quick.
Those are
they are Weinstein. The first 4 are Miramax.
3,
okay, not the new ones.
4's Dimension, and I want to say like Anchor Bay or Stars, whatever the hell.
No,
it was
I have no idea.
time.
I have no clue.
I
knew there were Weinstein.
I think by 2011, Dimension had kind of.
Yeah, and just to move forward just to kind of close this out, they mess with every movie. And if they're gonna make money, they did it with Halloween. They did it with a bunch of franchises. Right. So I'm not surprised they were pushing Wes Craven's buttons to change things and to alter things. I mean, look what happened to that dude eventually, the Weinstein guy. So I mean, he ended up not being a good person. I think even Rob Zombie had a horrible time with him making like the Halloween movies.
I'm going to say one thing.
Yeah.
Weinstein didn't end up being a horrible person. He was always a horrible person, and everyone knew he was always a horrible person.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So, everyone.
He was always bad. He was always horrible.
No, but everybody knew it.
And they let him slide.
When everybody's, can you believe what he was doing? Yes, I fucking believe it. People have been trying to tell you this for decades.
Yeah.
You just
they do that. Like I said, the Lance Henriksen character in Scream 3 is the avatar for Weinstein.
Before he was even like outed.
But they even talk about that in Scream 3, right? Like they talk about Sydney's mom, and he specifically says she knew what she was getting into, right? Like it was there.
Yeah,
he's that asshole.
Yeah.
I think the fucking orcs and was it the orcs in Lord of the Rings, or one of the creatures?
They're modeled after him. His face.
His face.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's Weinstein's face. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a surprise. Everyone knew
he was a piece of garbage. Yeah.
Yes, always known it.
All right, let's move. Let's move
Rose
on.
McGowan said it 30 years.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of women. I feel bad for all these women that have to deal with this freaking clown.
And what's her name? Ozzy Argento.
Yeah,
too. They've been talking about Weinstein.
She went on to do some stuff too afterwards.
She did.
Yeah,
but her and Rose McGowan have been talking about Weinstein very publicly since the 90s.
A lot of actors. It's sad, man.
What's the other one? Oh God, she's a great actress, and because she went up against, she talked about Weinstein, her career died.
I don't know. There was a lot of them. I have no idea.
It'll come to me eventually.
Let's move forward, though. All right, let's go to favorite kill in the franchise. Favorite death scene. Chris?
I have to say, it's my favorite only because it reminds me so much of another movie that I absolutely love, and that is the ladder scene in Scream 6.
Oh, it's a great scene.
It's a fantastic death scene. Within the context of Scream, it's also unique because it's like the killer doesn't kill somebody with a knife, right? However, we talked about this like when we saw it. It reminds me of Jeremy Piven's death in Judgment Night.
It's literally the same setup.
Movie.
Yeah,
it's the same setup, and I think like I don't know the Radio Silence guys. They're around our age, so they could have been influenced by.
I'm sure
Judgment Night.
I mean, it feels like the Judgment Night scene.
It feels like that kill, right? And I love Judgment Night. I think it's one of the most.
I think all three of us can agree that movie's awesome.
Movies of the 90s, like nobody talks about it unless you know. Again, it goes back to our earlier point. If you don't know about it, you don't know about it.
Well,
right?
It was also really big at the time. The soundtrack was bigger than the movie. The
soundtrack was fucking huge.
Yeah, and people found the movie because of the soundtrack.
Right, but I mean, like you have. It's an A-list cast in that movie, and you don't. Nobody to this day is like, yo, remember Cuba Gooding Jr. and Judgment Night? Like, no, it was Jerry Maguire the year after that, right? But anyway, that kill, the ladder kill in Scream 6, because it reminds me of Jeremy Piven's death in Judgment Night, is my absolute favorite kill in the whole franchise.
Dave's in that scene too, by the way.
Yes,
All right, let's keep
Dave
moving.
is in that
let's keep that moving. Shout out to Dave. Dave's in that. I remember when that movie came out, I was like, why does that character look exactly like Dave? To this day, I cannot watch that
To this
movie.
day, yeah,
That's
all I thought about when I watched it.
her boyfriend. It's just Dave without gauges and no hat on. All right.
Puerto Rican Dave.
I mean, close enough. All right, Manny, favorite kill in the franchise.
That actually is one of my favorite
Oh,
ones.
wow, okay.
I think the ladder. That's not the one I'm picking. The ladder scene is really cool.
I do like it too.
But from that same movie, The Convenience Store.
You like Shotgun Ghostface?
I know the whole thing. Like he's just tearing through
Yeah.
people in this store, and it's just like, this was cool. This was different. The Ghostface in Part 6 is so much more different, brutal. He's fearless. You know, like he doesn't give a shit. He's not hiding anymore, which is what bothers me about the Scream 7 trailer. Because, like, I'm not hiding anymore, Sydney. Motherfucker, you were like walking down the street in New York killing people.
Right.
Come on, you stopped hiding.
That's it. I mean, he uses the Ghostface uses a shotgun in that scene.
One-handed,
One-handed
style. He fucking
pretty hard.
It's such a different turn for the entire, like, that whole scene almost feels like it doesn't.
It is a
belong.
good scene. It is a good scene.
And the ladder
Great
scene,
scene.
same thing. Like, you're in an apartment building. I thought it was really dumb that they're out there screaming across. Not a single other person in the entire apartment.
It's fucking New York City. Nobody's gonna stick their head out and go, "Yo, shut the fuck up."
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna yell out and say, "Shut the fuck up." They're not gonna help them, but they're gonna help them. They're not gonna help them. They're gonna yell at them.
Yeah.
You know, or at least look. And in 2022, they're gonna pull their phone out and record it at the very least. You know what I mean? If that was something that really happened, there'd be 17 angles of that shit.
World star.
You know? Yeah, you know.
World star.
100%. You know, world star. Look, yo, Ghostface killing some motherfucker down there.
It'd be on the Citizen app in like 2 seconds if that happened, especially in New York City.
You know, so the boldness of Ghostface in that movie just is so different from all the other ones. And that's why I like The Convenience Store. I also really love when they set horror movies suddenly into a city, because there's not enough city horror films
where like the mass killers just wander in the streets wreaking havoc.
Like Poltergeist 3 went to the city, you know,
Jason.
all of a sudden, and it's like it became a whole Jason when they go to a city.
Listen, Leprechaun went to the hood. He went to
exactly. You know, it's a thing with the city where so many horror movies are set in isolation. They put it out there. But something that, unless you live in a city, you don't understand that just because there's 8 million people around you doesn't mean you feel like you're full of people. Like, you can still totally feel completely isolated and alone in this giant city of millions of people. You're literally dying on the street and people's going to walk right past you. What's more isolating than that? People walk past. How many? We don't even know. I guarantee we have all at some point in our lives just living the city, living on the trains, going to work and everything. We have passed a dead body and not realized it.
I just 100%.
Yes. Law of averages, the amount of people who die in this city, the amount of the homeless people who just die laying there. You have passed a dead body at some point and you have no idea.
Yeah.
There's nothing more isolating than that. That's why I love when they do that. But yes, The Convenience Store is brutal. It's out in the open. It's like there was nothing stopping him. Their only chance was to fucking run. There was no standing up to him at that.
I do like that scene. That scene is, I remember when the movie, with the trailers, when Part 6 was coming out, I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. Like Ghostface in a bodega, like being like, you know, the three of us from New York, like seeing a slasher killer in a bodega
and
with a shotgun is wild, you know?
And to connect what you were saying earlier about horror fans, how many people lost their shit watching the trailer? Ghostface doesn't use a gun. Motherfucker, have you watched these movies?
Right.
Have you watched first Ghostface?
I think one of the hardest the hardest shots is him holding the shotgun, and like walking around. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough.
Like the ending of Part 1, they're just, the gun is being passed back and forth between the two of them. Like,
it's kind of silly. I guess because they're not wearing the costume. I don't know. It's kind of silly. So my favorite, and this is might surprise both of you because this is one of the later films. So I think the death of the Wes character, that kid from Don't Breathe, that entire setup with his mom going to get like sushi or something,
Yeah.
and then Ghostface calling, and then him showering and Ghostface threatening to kill him while the mom's like, because she's like the sheriff, I think, at this point in the fifth film, and she's rushing back home because she knows Ghostface is in the house trying to kill him in the shower, and he's vulnerable. And then right when she shows up at the front door, he jumps out, stabs the hell out of her right in broad daylight, which is kind of silly, but whatever. Again, it's the suburbs. And then Ghostface, him opening up different doors, all the fake outs, him grabbing sriracha and all that. And then for Ghostface to just pop up and then stab him in the neck.
Through the neck.
And you
Comes out.
see
Yeah,
it. There's no cut.
The slow.
Yeah.
That's what you're. Okay.
Yes.
The slow. I'm trying to remember which one you're
Yeah,
talking about. The slow push the blade. Okay. I remember
For
that,
a contemporary film, it's a pretty bold and pretty nasty looking death scene.
It's a
So
solid one.
I just thought that entire scene had a lot of it was very tense. You killed two characters, one legacy character returning, and then one new character that's a recognizable actor. And then he dies in a very nasty way. And it's the character that's paying homage to Wes Craven, which is wild too, because they named him Wes.
Wes, yeah.
But yeah, I liked that scene. Like watching it the other day, because I watched 5 and 6, obviously more recent in the last couple of days. I was like, wow, this is a really good, like a well shot, well paced, and the how tense it is with the phone call.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension. In
And
this
how
scene.
he has no idea. Like the mom knows that the Ghostface is there, but he has no clue. And then he gets like the shittier that she just gets stabbed up, but he gets like the nasty kill in that movie. So that would be that's my favorite. Wes's death scene in Scream 5. Least
I will say-
favorite. What's up,
I will
Manny?
say one thing too with what you just said
Yeah.
there, that it looked great. There's one thing that all of these, they all look good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything,
Yeah.
every
I
single one of
agree.
them, they're all shot well. They're very creative with how they shoot things.
I know what you're gonna say.
Especially the death. Like everything looks like this is cool. Even if you
Except
don't
for
like.
Scream 4 with the fucking dirty Vaseline filter on the camera. But
Okay.
that was the time.
It's a
That was
funky
what,
looking
That was what
movie.
horror movies looked
Yes,
like at the
it's-
time, though.
Yeah.
That was the
but-
filter that they were using.
Yeah. Well, I mean okay. Yeah. I mean, but the angles.
Yeah,
no,
it's
lighting,
well
absolutely.
shot.
Everything,
Yeah.
Well
everything
shot,
is
absolutely.
very nice. They use a lot of shadows. They use a lot of light. They like the cinematography itself is always very
The
exceptional.
new
and
movies
they
look great.
understand.
I like
They
how the
do.
new movies look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do, and I think that they always kept that in mind, that we can't make it look like the same thing over and over again.
Not to
like
talk.
it has
yeah.
it has a look, but they have to be creative, and because
Yeah.
they know they're going to be doing throwbacks.
Yeah.
So unless it's a throwback, this has to look different. Otherwise, every movie is just going to blend into itself.
I'll
Right.
say this:
You know?
my only concern with 5, obviously, 5, 7, none of us have seen it yet. Radio Silence, all their movies look great, and they're not involved really
They're
with
not
this
involved
movie.
at all.
They're not directing. I think they might be producers or
They might have a producer
something like
credit,
that.
yeah.
But so I'm a little worried because 5 and 6 look
Who's directing
great.
this?
Kevin Williamson.
is
Oh,
directing.
that's right, the
Yeah.
writer of the first one, and he's only done like 2 other movies.
Yeah, and they
so-
suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm hoping it stays in line with the look of 5 and 6. Otherwise, we're
Yeah.
screwed. All right, let's jump into our least favorite. Move things along. Least favorite kill in the franchise. I know mine.
So it's only my least favorite
yeah,
because it ends up not being a kill, and that pisses me off. Because if it was a kill and this character actually did die, it would be the coolest fucking scene in the entire franchise. But in Scream 6, when the Mason Gooding's character, Chad, the twin, gets fucked up by the 2 ghost faces in the theater at the end, and they like simultaneously stab this dude a collective like 70 times, and then in unison fucking bite
It
the
is cool
blades.
looking.
Shit is tough. Shit is so fucking hard. Like again with the cinematography, it looks
Yeah.
fucking awesome. But then they go and they undo it by having him survive.
somehow survive being stabbed
Somehow survive.
60 times.
Dude's a
That's my
pincushion.
main problem with these 2 movies here. Is
He's an
like,
absolute pincushion. He gets
this
stabbed
core four. Just if none of them are gonna die, then what are the stakes? Even
60 times at the
Yeah.
very least. This dude gets
Yeah.
fucked up, and it would have been the best kill in the franchise, but they didn't have the balls to kill him.
Yeah.
So
And that's why, for me, I'm going to put it at the bottom.
Manny, least favorite kill off the top of your head.
Oh, Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, it's pretty uneventful.
It's exactly that's it for this character that is so like integral to the plot, where the whole film he's trying to convince her that he's not the killer, you know, and then they just shoot him.
Yeah.
And it's over. And it's like, this is the most anticlimactic thing
And
to a
he's
major
never
character.
talked about ever again.
Nope, it's nothing. They just like this whole story arc with him, and they just shoot him in the chest, and that's it. It's like, that's it. That's
There's a
what
very
he gets.
interesting
Like,
dynamic of like, for Sydney, the
But
first
that could
boyfriend is the
add
bad
to what
guy,
you-
and the second boyfriend is the good guy, and then there's nothing.
yeah, and that could be part of what you said of the rewrite of Scream 3.
Right.
It could be that could have been like one of the consequences where, like, well, if it's only gonna, oh no, wait,
Right.
sorry.
Tighten it
Yeah,
up.
Scream
yeah.
2. Scream 2 is Jerry O'Connell.
Right, but he
O'Connell,
dies
you're
at the
right.
end,
Yes,
so then
yes,
it would
yes,
be
it's part
Scream
2.
3 and on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's an uneventful death. My least favorite kill, and I just think the scene is stupid and it feels like scary movie, is Jenny McCarthy's death scene. So bad. What a horror. She's like supposed to meet up with Roman, but it's actually Ghostface setting her up, but he's the killer, so it was
But it is
obviously
Roman,
him.
Right.
I saw Scream 2 in the theater, and I don't remember shit about this.
She gets stabbed. Like, I think she just gets stabbed in like a window in Scream
Like
3.
falls through a broken window.
It's
Yeah.
very uneventful. She's a terrible character. The setup is terrible. It feels
Jenny
like a
McCarthy's not
parody.
exactly a good actress either.
Why she's even in that movie? I know she was
Because
hot at the
she's Jenny
time.
McCarthy.
Yes, I
That's
get
Right.
that.
'Cause
I'm
she's
Candy.
Jenny
I only
McCarthy.
appear in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Jenny McCarthy only appears in 2 scenes.
Yeah, I hate that scene. That her entire death scene, like her looking in like the mirror, she's like, why am I a 35-year-old playing an 18? Like, I just don't like the scene. And her death, a character like that should get a brutal, disgusting death, and it's not that type
Someone
of
like
death.
Jenny McCarthy.
Yes.
Yes, you're gonna do that. You should do this well.
But it's
You
like
should do it.
uneventful. She gets like stabbed and then falls in a window or some shit. And it's not good. Not good. That's my least favorite kill. That's the one that, as soon as we said, like, what's our favorite, like, we talked about it before going live, I was like, that's my least favorite.
That's
Every
gonna
time I
be it.
watch that scene, I'm
That's
like,
gonna be it.
this is horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. All right. Favorite character? Chris.
I got to give it to Dewey. I mean, he's just
Dwight.
a great character. Dwight.
Is it Dwight his real name, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think I heard
yeah,
them say
yeah.
that in the movie. yeah.
Dwight Riley. Dwight
Yeah.
Riley. I think I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I think that the franchise at large probably regrets killing him
I
off
agree.
in the 5th one, because through some magic, David Arquette is back in 7. So he's only missed 1. He's just the most likable character. He's the most consistently written character, I think.
He's the best part of the 5th one, in my opinion. His character
100%,
arc and then
100%. His
leading
arc
to
is so
him
good.
dying, to me and to you,
Yeah.
obviously. I think they did a good job, kind of like how he always wants to protect people, and he goes back because he knows that's not how you kill a Ghostface
Right,
and stuff.
right,
like,
right.
I agree. He's probably he's missed in Scream 6.
In 6, yeah.
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
still like pay homage to him. You hear his little
Yeah, yeah,
music
he's got
and
his little
stuff. Yeah,
moments,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I think that I don't mean like as his character, right? Because he's goofy in the first one, but his character is verbose in every movie.
mhm.
He has that, like, and he says it in the first one, that his like unassuming nature is a shield to make you think things differently of him, right? And his like the verboseness, if that's a word, of Dewey
It
is
is a
the
word.
most consistent thing across the franchise. Like, Gail comes in and out of these movies. One movie she's nice and cutthroat, and then she's a bitch, and then she's a this, and then she's that. Dewey is just Dewey through all of them, from 1 to 5.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think they're trying to give Cuba Gooding Jr.'s kid that gimmick. I think
Yes,
they're trying to
yes.
like move the like lovable dummy
Right.
Oh, is that who he is?
Yeah, his son.
Yeah.
didn't know that was his
Chad,
son.
right? Chad's his name.
Yeah.
They're
Chad.
they're trying to make the Chad character a stand because he's in the new movie too, and I guarantee he's
Yeah.
gonna be lovable and innocent.
Probably get stabbed.
And
more
I
times
guarantee
than you can
I'm
count.
calling it now. He will not die in this movie. I'm calling it right now.
If one of them's gonna die, it's gonna be
the sister,
twin sister.
Yeah, even her. I think they're all gonna live. How much you want to bet? Because they killed one of them off. Anyway, I think that they're trying to use the Chad character to kind of make up for losing Dewey because he is charismatic, the new guy.
Yeah.
Just because you said Dewey, I wrote him because I know we've been going with Manny next, but I also wrote Stu's my favorite character, but we're ignoring part one. And I wrote Dewey as my like close second because I think Dewey, I agree, he's kind of the heart of those first.
Yeah.
And you never, at least me, I don't know how Manny feels, and I know you obviously feel the same way. You never hate Dewey.
No.
Like you
You're
just
never
don't
like yelling
yeah.
at the screen about a Dewey thing.
I
right?
hated Sydney a couple times.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
stop bitching and crying, dude. And
Yeah.
Courtney Cox, like the Gail Weathers character, evolved up and up. She was bitchy and not bitchy and then bitchy
Right.
again.
That's what I said. Like she's very inconsistent.
Yes.
Like, you know, she's like she becomes friends with Sydney at
Yeah.
the end of the first one, but then by the beginning of the second one, she's already writing her book and she's
Yeah.
a twat again. Like
yeah.
she's all over.
Even
the
in
place. But
6,
Dewey,
she's like,
Yeah,
she goes
yeah.
back to being like terrible. And I was like, all right, okay. She's still selfish. Even though she's like 60 years old, I don't understand how she hasn't changed at all. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'm only going to piggyback off you because I agree. I think Dewey, like I watched 6 a few days ago and I was like, yeah, you miss, at least
Yeah.
I did, like that
there's
character.
something without him
Yeah.
that's not there.
Like,
Dewey's a backbone character.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
He
need
he
him.
brings the audience through things.
I
Yeah.
think Chad is playing that character. I have a sneaking suspicion in this new one, they're gonna make up with it with his character because he's really
Right.
likable too. Like, not to go off on a tangent, but like him and that actor in Hard Eyes, he's great in that
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
Like,
he's been in a couple other things.
he's
like
a
comedy
very
movies and stuff that I've
likable-
seen him. Yeah, he is.
Very
He's just a
likable guy. He's broy looking, but he's not a bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is, I think, plays into the character. It's like he looks like a jock, but he's really like this nerdy guy. You know, the whole first movie's about losing his virginity. You would think a guy like that would be swimming in it, but he's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I agree. Dewey is the heart of the Scream franchise, and he's my favorite character too. Manny, favorite character.
Mindy Martin.
Oh,
Mindy. I really liked her from the beginning of from 5. Like I was like, she's kind of cool. I like her. And then going into 6, I liked her even more. First I like that she's the horror character.
the new
You know,
Randy.
She's the Randy, but
They
she
are
does,
his niece and nephew, right?
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that. But she plays the Randy character without
Yeah.
being annoying comedic relief.
I like her too. She
'Cause
is
that's-
good.
Yeah, that's all Randy was. Like he was doing it in the first movie because it was funny to do this, because it was the first time you had a movie being so referential into itself, you know. But when they finally killed him, it's like, yes, because we can't keep doing this. And then they did it anyway. Every movie had another.
I mean, they brought him
character that
back in
was
the
gonna-
third one. Like they still brought
The
Randy back
videotape,
after
yeah.
he died, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
You know, yeah, and then we have another character in every movie that's going to explain the rules. And it's like, Jesus Christ, how many times can we just keep doing this? And then we got to her, and she just felt different. She felt sincere. Like she didn't fit when she gave the rules. It didn't seem like she was just being like, okay, well, I have to be this character. Like she actually played, maybe because she's just a better actress than
Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie Kennedy. You know, maybe that's
Not-
what it is. She
not
just
too hard. Not too hard to do.
The bar's
Yeah.
pretty low there.
No,
You're
no,
trying
I'm
to say?
saying maybe it could be just because she's a better
Right,
actress
right,
than
right.
him. You know, that she played it better. She's a better
Yeah.
actress than most of those characters. You know, because even Kieran Culkin was good at it, but he wasn't very seasoned yet. She's a very young actress, and she's believable. Like
Yeah.
she's good naturally. It seems like Culkin, we watched him get better over the years in other films. She was good from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, she's smart. She's tough too. She fights back multiple times.
Her scene on the train in 6 is
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome scene.
Ghostface is not. I mean, he's scaring her, but he's not scaring her.
Yeah.
She's still going to fight for. She's not. She's not like.
I mean, she
a
talks shit
damsel
while
in-
she's bleeding in both movies.
Exactly. She's
Yeah.
not a damsel in distress at any point. She doesn't back down. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna fucking die talking shit.
I mean,
Right.
my favorite little
And-
quirk of that character in the sixth one is that she's like, I knew he was the killer. Like that's her whole thing. She like knew the
Like,
Avatar
she wants
guy.
to make up that she
and then
couldn't
in the
Yeah.
end,
solve
she's
it
like,
in the
"Fuck, I
fifth
got
one.
it wrong
Again, like,
she says.
yeah, it is a funny, like she's a self-aware character in the
Mhm.
franchise. Like she knows, it's almost like she knows she's in a
Yes.
horror movie to an extent.
I'm
Well, she
honestly,
does.
I'm most interested to see how those two characters fit into this seventh one.
Yeah, 'cause we're missing
without
two of
the-
them.
The
Yeah.
other two sides of that coin, right?
The
Like,
other
I'm
two
very
are
interested
melodramatic,
how they
honestly,
fit
dude.
in.
I don't want to talk about those characters too much because we'll be here forever.
No,
but like
but
the
I'm
Carpenter
interested to see what
sisters,
the
yeah,
dynamic is going to be like with the Sydney, Gale, and those two characters, right? Because that's your four leads right there. They're the four
Yeah.
legacy characters at this point. So
yeah.
I'm interested to see how those two fit in without Jenna Ortega and
Yeah.
Melissa Barrera.
Like two really young actors and then two, seasoned actors that have been around for
Yeah.
30 years. So it is an interesting dynamic considering they called themselves the core four in
Core
part
four.
6. So I was like, all right, now you're missing two of the core 4. And
Right.
I guarantee they're going to mention that core 4 shit in the new one. I bet
for
you
sure.
100%.
Yeah,
All
how-
right.
How are the Carpenter sisters not here? How are we gonna
I'm
pass
curious.
them off in one line of dialogue?
I'm very
They
That
stayed
is-
in New
very
York.
curious.
That's
it.
probably going to
Yeah.
be just
They're in
these two
hiding.
Went back home.
These
It's-
two are like working with Gail or something as like her production team or something.
It's going to be a line like in 6 where they're like, oh, Sydney's okay. She's in
Yeah, like,
hiding with her
Sydney got
family.
happy ending.
Yeah.
Clearly she fucking didn't.
Obviously not. She's going to get attacked in Scream 7. But yeah, I agree. Mindy's probably just as lovable too as Dewey, I would say. Like the twins in general are probably as like they've gone on to be that character. They took on the mantle of what Dewey kind of left behind, killing him off. His death scene's great too. That's another great scene in the hospital and he gets stabbed twice. That's
him walking down the corridor.
It's like
of
a
the
sheriff.
hospital,
Yeah,
great
like
fucking
a
scene.
it's a great scene.
Reloading the fucking
Yeah.
6-shooter.
And then he shoots, and then
Yeah.
Gail calls him and fucks everything up, and then he gets stabbed. All right.
Typical woman, always fucking things. up.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Real quick.
Good job, Chris.
Real good job, Chris. Real quick.
Thanks for bringing the Chad.
There you go. Chad bro over here.
Somebody had to.
Somebody had to. All right. Real
Real
quick.
quick.
Least favorite character in the whole franchise.
Oh.
One, Manny.
I'm going to pick one,
Okay.
but it's not quick.
Okay. All right. We'll try to make it quick. All right, Chris, least favorite character.
All right, my least favorite character is two characters that don't function without the other.
Okay.
Adam Brody and Anthony Anderson
I don't
In
even
Scream
remember them in
4?
the movie.
as like the deputies. What the fuck was that? They like, I mean, I get by the time Scream 4 came out, this is the kind of franchise that those kind of actors would be like, I want to be in this. Give me a part in this. They're stupid. They're goofy. They're in it for too much for the part that they have. And then Anthony Anderson has that over the top dramatic death sequence. And he like says like, fuck Rocky or something.
Fuck
right?
Bruce
Like,
Willis.
Fuck Bruce Willis. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Fuck Bruce Willis. They're just, I don't get what purpose
I remember that scene now. I was trying to think. I was like, what does he say? He says,
I don't
"Fuck
get
Bruce
what purpose
Willis."
they serve in
Yeah.
the movie whatsoever. They don't add anything that is
Yeah.
not already there with Dewey and the other deputy, the Marley Shelton character. They don't add any comedic relief. They don't add any drama, any tension. They're just there to add a body count.
Yeah.
And they just are, it's just, they fucking suck.
It's so funny. I wrote down my least favorite character here, but I think they would have been. I forgot they existed, and then I'm
Yeah,
thinking about it. I was
that's
like,
what
oh
I'm saying.
shit,
They're
yeah,
so forgettable and shitty
Yeah.
that like, oh
Yeah.
God.
Okay, Manny, least favorite character.
Okay, so there's a lot of those types of
Yes.
characters throughout, but again, that's part of the cannon fodder of we're gonna, so there's a lot of really stupid bullshit characters, I wanted to go with something a little bigger as far as the least favorite character. Gail Weathers.
There we go.
Fucking hate her. We talked about it a little bit already, but it's that she doesn't. in the first movie or two, it makes sense that she's this opportunistic asshole,
Yeah.
you know, and it totally makes sense. And she continues to be that person throughout. She doesn't change. She doesn't grow. She doesn't ever become a better person. Which is even more baffling that she's with Dewey for a while. You know, she never acknowledges the consequences of her own actions. Everything she's done almost everything she does just makes this worse. She gets in the way. And she's even been a victim multiple times through the course of this. You know, when we get to the last movies, we have the Carpenter sisters, and she's still on board with blaming them and then writing a book about it. You know, she's still that same person that she was in the very beginning. It has now been, what is the timeline? 10 years now?
More than
12
that, I
years?
think. More, 20 years or something. More,
has it
30?
actually- is it-
Yeah, I
You're
think
right.
In the
right.
films, yeah, it's got to be
Yes.
like 30. It's almost
30
real
years,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, 20, 25, 30, exactly. You know, 6, 7 movies, 25 years, she still has not changed. And it's just like, that's such shitty writing on top of it. It's like they're putting her.
She's not my
in the
favorite
way.
either.
Yeah, it's the writers keeping her the same for the sake of telling a story
Yeah.
rather than giving her like real in-depth character. She's a caricature of the feckless reporter that just doesn't care about anything, but she keeps saying she does, but it's bullshit. You know, she's friends with Sydney for some ungodly reason. How does she ever become Sydney's
They have
friend?
like a love-hate thing though throughout the franchise, which is interesting because it changes from
in
no.
5 they're
In
fucking
4, I
shoulder
think
to
even as
shoulder
far as
working
4,
together.
like that, as far back as 4, they kind of have this like friendship too. You
Yeah.
could say like the
Yeah.
first 3, yes, love hate, but 4, 5, obviously she's not in 6, but
Yeah.
I think I agree with Manny. Like
Yeah.
there's a friendship there which like doesn't make sense because
I'm surprised she's lasted
Gail
this long.
caused all of
I'm
this.
surprised she hasn't been killed off yet. Honestly,
Yeah.
she's the one I'm shocked they haven't used her as like an opening kill or something. Just because like
Yeah.
how long is she gonna keep doing? Like, where's this character gonna go? But I don't think that's why they keep her around because it's Courtney Cox. It's like we have to have her in the movie. That's why.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
You know, like in part 5, Sydney fires her agent for doing the same fucking thing that Gail is doing. The same thing, just opportunistically using the murders to sell and make money. It's the
Right.
same. She's doing the same thing, and she fires her, and she quits her book tour and everything for doing the same thing. You know, I'm going to pose this question as like the perfect. I felt I had this like this is exactly what it is. What is the difference between how Gail treats these murders as an opportunistic moment? What's the difference between her and Morton Downey Jr. in Predator 2? What's the difference between Gail and Bill Atherton in Die Hard? Why are they villain reporters? They're bad guys. Like they are like we look at them like what a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
When she punches him in Die Hard, that's the greatest moment, and that's what it was in the first movie. When in part 2, when she punches her, like yes. 5 movies later, they're friends.
Yeah.
And she's still the same person. She even hides evidence from Dewey and then almost gets herself fucking killed.
Yeah,
Because because her husband won't take her side. She's a petty shit through the whole fucking franchise. She never changes, and the 2 most sympathetic characters are in love with her basically. I wouldn't go as far as to say that Sydney's in love with her, but clearly, like there's a friendship there,
Yeah.
and she never turns on her, even though she is still the same person she was from the beginning.
Yeah, and Sydney would have every reason to be justified in turning on her.
And Dewey, I understand that he liked her when he was, but at some point, how did Dewey not get to that point where like never meet your heroes? Where you realize when you meet the person you idolize, you're going to realize that they're a human being and they're not the same person anymore. How is he not like, you know what? You're not the.
Why is he still in love with her?
You know, and then even after
well, in part
break up and
5, he
everything,
kind of has a scene where he's like, "You're the same Gail." Like I think he tells her that before, like.
but he's still pining for her.
Yeah, it's
at
weird.
the end.
Yeah.
He's
he
like
still wants
sad
her.
and like watching her on TV.
Her
and-
calling him is the reason he's dead.
Yeah, she does. She
Yeah,
fucking calls him.
100%.
She literally gets him fucking killed.
But he
because
also
she's meddling.
smiles seeing that she called him. So I don't know.
It's more
He died like John Cena tapped out. Like it's like, you know, it wasn't fully. It was like it was like John Cena's retirement match. He smiled, but you were also like, he could have done better than that,
Like,
homeboy. Come on,
you know, and it bothers me that the franchise still treats her like a heroic character too.
Yeah, it's
when she's
I agree. I'm not a Gail Weathers guy either.
Yeah,
she
should not be a hero. She should be the thorn in the side through the whole thing. So be it. Or be another Sydney where it's like, no, I'm going to stop this. Even in part 2, the other one, pretend being a reporter, the mother, she did the same thing Gail did and ended up being the killer in the end. Wouldn't that be enough for Gail to look at it and be like, how did she not see herself in this character?
She's my least favorite. I wouldn't say I hate her because there's other least favorite like side characters I don't like, but I'm shocked that she hasn't been killed yet. I'm shocked they haven't gotten rid of the character.
I think the best thing that they could possibly do with her character is fucking make her the killer.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like, but I don't think they'll ever do that.
In the sense of like how Manny's saying, like, she hasn't changed. She also hasn't been relevant.
At this point, she should be the killer because she needs another book.
She needs a book. She needs to make herself.
I mean, it's right there for you.
Awesome.
It's right there. Her motivation is right there. So her motive is right there. We'll see. Maybe in Scream 8, she'll be the killer. Who knows?
Maybe 7. Who knows?
Yeah, my least favorite's a quick one because it feels like a cash grab appearance. And I'm like, I always thought it was just kind of bizarre that at this point they put her in the movie, but you know why they put her in the movie and gave her like 2 scenes. Sarah Michelle Gellar in part 2. She's just there to show up, have a couple of lines, be a film buff, and then die.
He just throws her off.
They put her in it because
this big name star.
Because Buffy was the biggest show on TV at the time,
and they had to
and I know he did last summer. It was so cool having her cross over into another franchise.
It just feels like a cash grab.
97?
Same year.
Last summer in Scream 2. Yeah.
It just feels like a cash grab. Every time I watch that scene, I'm like, you could just tell they wrote that into the script to get her in the movie, to put her on the poster.
That was like a day, right? Like she was there she's in a lot of the promotion.
She's like a bait
in the magazine stuff. Like
it's like bait. All of that. They like baited her. Like they put her in everything so that she could they forced her character.
So the fans would lose their
She has no reason to be in the movie except for being Sarah Michelle Gellar and being Buffy.
She's Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
They threw her in there because of her star.
Probably my least favorite of even. I think even Johnny McCarthy had more to do than Sarah Michelle Gellar did in the movie. So there you go. At least there's that. All right, let's wrap things up here. Let's do our personal rankings of the film. We'll start least favorite to favorite. Let's do it that way. So our least favorite to
favorite.
Go backwards.
Let's do it backwards. Least favorite to favorite. Or do you guys want to do it the other way around? I'll let you guys decide.
I mean, we kind of already know. We said in the beginning.
I think
what the first one.
So then we'll start from the top.
We can still go backwards. We could still go backwards just for the sake of it. But
we'll start.
We all know we're going to land on part 1.
We all can agree that part 1's the best movie. I don't think we'll have.
Right.
Again, we're not going to even talk about part 1 because we got our Patreon episode coming out. So, Chris, your personal ranking of the Scream franchise from least to best.
This is on my Letterboxd, so you can go follow me there.
This is top 4 right there.
Top 4.
No,
I Letterboxd and put 6.
Like, after we talked about doing this episode, I specifically went. Obviously, we all did. We all went back and watched the episode, and then I was like, I don't have these in a list, right? So I love making lists on Letterboxd. So I've shit on it the entire time throughout this episode. So Scream 4 is the absolute dog shit bottom for me. Again, this is coming from me. Everybody knows I love Scream. I'm forgiving about a lot of things. I hate Scream 4. I hate it.
Like hate or just hate in the rankings of Scream, like as a bad movie, or I just like compared to the other films. I hate this.
No, I think it's a bad movie. I think it's a bad movie.
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's a struggle for me to watch it again. And I think like I don't like it more so because I like the franchise so much. So that's the bottom. Next, Scream 3. It's not terrible. I think it's closer to the bottom. Then the 2022 Scream 5, Scream reboot.
Wow, that's lower than I expected for you.
Call it. Yeah, I mean, it starts to get dicey, right? Because then I have Scream 2, then 6, right behind number 1.
Scream 6 is up there, right behind number 1, huh?
6 has for me, like the closest to capturing the original feeling.
Really?
And it's also, listen, I love Sydney as a final girl. It's also not bogged down by her
It's
bullshit.
refreshing for her not to be in the
It's
movie.
refreshing
I
to
will
not
agree.
have her
Yeah.
in it. It like I said, it also has some great death scenes, some great sequences.
Bold.
It being set in New York on Halloween fucking kicks it up a notch, right? So I think Scream 6 for me is the best since the original.
All right. So reiterate that. You said 4.
4, 3, 5, 2, 6, 1. Bottom to top.
I'm shocked that 6 is so high on your list. If I'm being honest. Interesting.
Bottom to top.
Interesting. Manny, your ranking.
Well, the worst one is part 3. I think it's terrible.
Okay.
I think it's terrible. It's practically bloodless too.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's a slasher movie. Where did all the blood go? Where did all the gore go? Like, we have other movies where we're completely disemboweling people, and this one, it's like, really?
Couple of sprinkles.
Putty gets it in the ear, doesn't
There's
he?
a little bit. Yeah, it's not completely bloodless, but
compared to the other ones, yeah.
yes. I also, again, I think Roman Bridgers is just the stupidest.
It
fucking
sucks.
thing. You know, but
He
again, it
directs.
goes back to, it's totally possible. It's all the rewrites, and the original
Right.
script might have been way better. You know, so as I said, you watch 3, you can tell that this was rewritten over and over and over again. You can just see it. Like, this movie makes no sense. There's just random shit happening, random character. Like, what is the point of this? And then it's a terrible reveal in the end. So there. After that, part 4. And they're so neck and neck, but it's really because I think that Jill was a much better
Killer,
ending
yeah.
than Ben Bridgers. She was much better. So that's really the only like leg up that it really had on
The
it.
killer in 4 is better than the killer in 3.
Yes,
That's
the
it.
killer is better.
That's where you
And
gauge.
again,
I agree. So
and again, she's a good actress
Yeah.
too. She's a good actress, so she was easy to follow through her journey of the film.
You know
know?
why 3 was ahead for me? The simple reason, Creed. Literally, the
that
simple
brings
reason
another
that
down.
put it
That's
up-
another
put it up.
notch against it.
That
in my
fucking video for What If, with the band Creed being stalked by Ghostface on the Paramount lot.
What if
Fucking
I had never
phenomenal.
seen this?
Fucking phenomenal. That's why I flipped those two. But anyway, continue
Yes.
on.
Creed just brings it up a notch for Chris.
Takes it down.
There you go.
I'm going in the other direction. with
Yes,
that.
for Manny. He's not. You know what? It's going down even more. There's not even. He hasn't even seen 7 yet, and he's
It's like
putting.
Scream 8. Scream 8, then Scream 3's below that.
3 is still.
All right.
After that, part 5.
Okay.
After 4, then 5 is it. Yeah, it just, again, they're so like it's little things here and there that make it more or less. But they're all pretty much on the same level to me. You know, 3 is actually, I think it's, now that you've reminded me of Creed, that actually throws it even farther down.
It's not even on the list anymore.
There's a poster on Sydney's wall in like her fake bedroom of Creed, which is so fucking funny to think of, like a 17-year-old girl with a Creed poster on her wall.
Didn't even notice that.
Creed.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So yes, so for 5, and then part 2. Yeah, but part 2, and then 6.
Oh, so you're
I
like
think
Chris.
Yep.
Wow.
As he's going through, I'm like, we're not far off. I think 6 is the best one beyond the first.
Wow.
Yeah. I agree the same thing. It was the first one that felt like the first movie again, because it wasn't the same. Part 6 should have been part 3. We didn't need 3, 4, and 5. We should have reset at that point and gone on to new characters already, even if they're connected to the first film. 6 should have been the continuation. We needed to move on, and just dragging out this Sydney bullshit. It's enough already. That she has had 12 different people try to kill her, and they can't do shit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is she? You know,
She's
but
Sydney.
that's also the same problem I have with the core 4, because between 5 and 6, there are 9 different people who try to kill them and still fucking fail. 9 people.
Yeah, it's wild. In 2 movies.
In 2 movies, there's 9 fucking killers. and they still can't kill these 4 people.
Yeah, they're struggling. The most
It's-
inept. They're just not. They can't do it. They're the worst. These are
Yeah.
the amount of people that they kill in the films is impressive, considering they can't kill the main group. Like they kill everyone else but them. Like they
You know
fail.
what? Just show up in the middle of the night when they're sleeping and stab them in the chest and walk the fuck
Just
out.
poison
you really
them.
want this
You
person?
got-
Poison
you got a
them. You're in the middle of the
monologue
same.
first.
You're in
You
the
got a
same room.
monologue. How
Yeah.
are we gonna know?
All this elaborate shit. It hasn't worked for anyone yet.
Just poison one of
What
them.
makes
That's it.
you think?
Slip something
you
into
know?
their drink. You'll get away with it. You don't even have to
It's
wear a
how I
mask.
felt- yeah, it's how I felt about this one in part 5. Like we need to his whole thing was there hasn't been a good one since. So tell me what you did different from any of the other killers, because it didn't work out for you either. You were so hell bent on making a new movie that was different, and you did the same thing as everyone else. What exactly did he bring to the table that was so different?
killed
Doesn't
Dewey.
Sydney say like don't fuck with the original or something? One of them
It's in
said.
part 4.
Yeah.
I think
One,
it's in
oh, is that part 4?
We
I
have
don't
to have the
remember.
Yeah.
one-liner.
I don't remember which one that was in.
When she fucking shocks Jill's head with the clear paddles.
Yeah. So my ranking.
Mm.
I have part 4.
So wait, Manny, Scream 1 is number 1.
Of course. I mean, yes.
Yeah,
So
mine are.
we
mine
stated
are
that.
So mine are 3 from worst to best. 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 1.
Okay. Not
So
bad.
same top 4 for us.
Yeah, you
Pretty
guys are lined up
Pretty much,
similarly.
We
Yeah.
swap 3 and 4. That's it. Yes.
So I'm doing my ranking least to best.
Here comes the contrarian.
No. Scream 4 is at
Off
the
the
bottom.
wall here.
Scream 4 is at the bottom.
What to say? He's gonna throw part 6 down there. He keeps being surprised how much we're talking about 6.
I'm surprised. number 5 is my number 1. I was lying the entire time. No. So
All right.
my least favorite one, I'm starting with number 4. I like the ending. I like the Emma Roberts motivation, why she's doing it. But everything before that, I can't stand in that movie. I just don't know. There's something about that movie that, and this isn't like it's a bad movie. I mean, it's watchable, but in the Scream franchise, it's the one I revisit the least. It's the one
Yeah,
I've seen
absolutely.
the least. There's something about it that just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the side characters. I have no idea, but 4 is at the bottom. 3 is after that. So it's almost like the same as we kind of all agree with. Those are the 2 worst ones in the franchise. I mean,
Neck and neck for the bottom.
yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, and the way I see it is like 3's a little bit better than 4 as far as like the way it's shot and the scope of
Creed
it.
for you, huh?
No
Creed
Creed.
did it
No,
for you.
definitely not.
Creed, yeah.
No,
fucking Creed.
no
Come on.
Creed for me. I just think
Own up.
the thing I think
Hold me now.
the thing I like about 3 is the reason why you guys like 6 so much. It's a different setting, the scope of Hollywood. I dig that, but everything else in that movie sucks.
Garbage.
Yes, so that's really
Hot garbage.
4 is back in Woodsboro, so it's just a shittier version of the first 2 or 3 movies, or the first movie, I should say. So
Another retread. Yeah.
yeah, so 3 to me, I just like the scope of it. I like the Hollywood backdrop. So 4, 3. After that, 6.
Wow.
So 6 is a lot
Wow.
lower than you guys. The reason why I'm a little bit lower with 6 is there is some cringy stuff in it. There's some cool death scenes, but again, the killer reveal, the over the top nature of just
Terrible.
it's
terrible.
very over the top.
The Family Feud shit is terrible.
Yeah,
Fucking-
it ruins the
I
movie for
completely
me.
agree.
I like everything leading up to the killer reveal. The movie theater with the whole all the
cult
the
of
yeah, the
Ghostface
cult
and the
Ghostface
old-
memorabilia
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
All that
yeah.
to me, I just didn't care for too much. And then I'll be honest, by the time 6 rolled around, the whole like dramatic Carpenter sister drama, like let me go, I want to be on my own. I just don't care for them that much. By the time the 6, I like them in 5. Don't like them as much in 6. So yeah, so 4, 3, 6. After that, 5, because I think 5, 75% of it captured the magic from the first movie. Like I think it did a good job. It felt like it was in that world. Again, it's Woodsboro, but they changed enough, and the legacy characters aren't in it as much as you would think. Like they really don't have that much screen time, and you do focus on these new characters. And I really like the ending, and I like the motivation of wanting to make a requel and being obsessed and thinking the franchise sucked, so you want to kind of reboot it, make a requel to make it better again, and being like a toxic horror fan. I like that. After that, 2, because I think 2 is great. I just enjoyed 2. I like that they killed Randy. There were some stakes. after watching part one. You know, character that survived dies in the second one. I like the Billy Loomis. I like Billy Loomis's mother, Laurie Metcalf being one of the killers. I like Timothy Olyphant's Mickey as the killer. I like all that stuff. I love the scene when they're stuck in the cop car after it crashes and Ghostface is knocked unconscious and they have to escape without waking him up. I like that scene. That's another really tense, great scene. There's some stupid shit in it, but that's the entire franchise to me. And if you want me to be honest, all of them have dumb shit in it except for the first one. And even the first one has some dumb stuff in it. And then obviously number one is the original Scream. So 4, 3, 6, 5, 2, 1 is my. So not listen. We kind of agree. The only thing we disagree on is 6. 6 is a little lower, and it's mostly because of the ending. I just don't like the ending. I just don't care for it.
I do have a theory.
Okay.
And maybe because Chris, you know more, maybe you can give me a yes or no on this. And you already answered my reason for part 3, why it is what it is. So we had there was that whole fight of Neve Campbell not doing the movie because they wouldn't meet her price.
Right.
And then they went and did it without her anyway. Okay. I have my thought when I saw the movie, I said, this movie, part 6, very clearly that Sydney was supposed to be the killer in that movie. Has there been any like confirmation on that whatsoever as far as what the original script was, where she would have fit into it?
I don't know where she would have fit into it at all, right? Like, that's the thing.
She would have been Hayden Panettiere.
The Hayden Panettiere character, sure.
She would have been that character because it would have made sense for Sydney to now become a profiler.
Yeah.
It would have made sense there. But I think that she was supposed to be the killer from the beginning, and that would have been the last movie. Sydney at this point now, and bringing it to New York as well, would have worked. She is going, my opinion, her motivation would have been that she needs to get rid of anyone who has a connection to the first movie so that she can live her fucking life finally.
Right. Yeah.
She is going to live in fear as long as anyone from the first movie exists. And the fact that they got out of it, you know, means that there could always be another Ghostface. So she becomes Ghostface for the sake of being the last Ghostface. Okay. And the short-sightedness of the producers to not just give her whatever the hell she asked for to make that possible is, I think, what sunk the movie itself. I think like in my eyes.
Yeah, there's so much, and also the new one too. There's so much discourse now.
Yeah,
because these things.
Yeah.
There's the producers are sketchy in this franchise now. Yeah, there's something going on with them. Yeah,
they're very public. It's Skydance. It's a very Skydance.
Go ahead,
or Spyglass, whatever it is. Spyglass. Skydance. Right. It's a Paramount. And you know.
Yes.
We could sit here for hours talking about the nuances of that, right? Like, even with the new one, they fired Melissa Barrera because of things that she said. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's caused a lot of public backlash for this new one, just like firing Neve Campbell in 6 caused a lot of backlash with that one.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of drama. I mean, I don't know what's up with that. I mean, I'm curious to see, you know, we can go on for the 3 hours. We've been going on long enough, but I can see because of all the backlash in a future installment, they bring everyone back. Like, these girls come back, Jenna Ortega.
They come out through the portals. Like,
there's it's like Avengers Scream movie.
I think unless the producers change, I don't think they're.
Who knows?
I think Jenna Ortega left on principle.
Yeah.
So she's not going to come back on principle. Neve Campbell left just because of money. Because they're like, this movie is huge. It's going to make $1 billion. Maybe, you know, whatever. It's going to be one of the. It's going to be one of the.
I think it was the highest grossing one in the franchise, actually.
Exactly.
6.
And she knew that. She knows her. And I think especially if she's going to be the killer. Yeah. She's like, if she's going to end up being the killer, look, you need to do that, because now this is the ending of Sydney's storyline officially at that point, you know, and then the 2 Carpenter sisters, even if them surviving the end of 6 then makes sense. They can now completely reboot the whole thing because they'll kill they'd kill Sydney at the end.
I'll be honest, I think Neve Campbell has a thing in her contract that you can't kill Sydney. So I don't think this is all. I think I remember reading that. So I don't think they can kill Sydney But maybe I'm
I
wrong.
think- but I
Chris would
think
know
that
better
would-
than me.
I don't know
in-
one way or the
in-
other, actually.
In my opinion, that actually gives more reason for her to ask for more money.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
If she's going to be the killer, well, you know what? You're going to literally break my contract, if that's even true. You're literally talking about a different contract. I always agreed I'm never going to do that. But if I'm going to do this, then it's going to be my last film, and you're going to pay me. It's the reason why Jamie Lee Curtis for years said she wouldn't do it, because they weren't, what's her name too? Jason's mother, Betsy Palmer, never came back, didn't come back for Freddy versus Jason because they wouldn't pay her what she wanted. Because she didn't know Friday the 13th was as big as it was until it blew up at conventions. But by the time of Freddy versus Jason, she knew this was huge. So she was fully aware her coming back to Freddy versus Jason was going to be a big deal. So she asked for money. They didn't give her, and she said, fine, do whatever you want. Then I'm not going to do it. I think Neve Campbell was in the same position, and she was right to ask for it.
Oh yeah,
The whole franchise is on her back. At that point, it's like you do a Freddy Krueger movie. You do Freddy Krueger. If it's, I understand they remade with this guy, but if Robert Englund argued for more money in any of the films, yes, fucking give it to him.
Yeah, 100%.
It's his film.
It's her. The Scream movies, as iconic as the Ghostface is, right? It's commodified. It's all that. The story is Neve Campbell.
Yes.
And it has been.
Yes.
So to not pay her for that, because if it, whatever it was in the requel, they're like, oh well, this is now a side character where she wasn't the main character. She's still the fucking character, right? The story's still happening because of her.
It's what makes Scream unique.
Right.
It is the only franchise that has the same protagonist and a different antagonist in every single one. That is the keystone of Scream, that our hero is going to survive through every single one of them, and the villain is going to change. This is what you do in action movies.
Right.
It's not what you do in
That's
horror
Bruce
films.
Willis. That's Die Hard. Yeah, exactly.
She
Ghostface is a character, right? Like even as far as now in the scripts, and I want to say from like the fourth one on, Ghostface is referred to in the script as Ghostface, and it's understood in the script that it's an entirely different character than whoever it's revealed to be.
Yep.
So like in 5, for example, right, when the fucking, if you break it down, Richie is watching Dewey get killed. So by process of elimination, the 5'0" little girl kills Dewey. Right. So if you want to pick apart that and be like, oh, it's a 5' little girl, she can't do that. She doesn't do that in the script. Ghostface kills Dewey. And there's a different set of rules for Ghostface. It's almost a superhero
aspect.
Right.
Yeah, supervillain aspect to it. The only other, I'm thinking about it, the only other time you can think of that where the same one is Ellen Ripley, is Alien.
Yeah.
And even then they killed her off.
And even her, exactly.
And they went, but that was where you had the same protagonist. And while the aliens are still aliens, it's a different alien every time.
Yeah.
That is the only other time I can think of in a franchise where you do that, where you move the same hero.
Right. And I mean, a lot of that's obviously inspired by the first couple of Nightmare on Elm Streets, the first couple of Halloweens, where that was the thing. Right. Where that was the thing and then changed, right? Like Jamie Lee Curtis is in 1 and 2, skips, the middle half of them and then comes back. But that's what the Neve Campbell character
is always the same. It's always the same.
She's the perfect version of that, right? Like she's the perfect final girl.
We shall see. Scream 7 coming out next week, so we'll be back.
I'll be seated IMAX with my popcorn bucket.
We'll be back soon to talk about that, I'm sure, in a live episode. So we'll share our thoughts then. Maybe Sydney will be the killer in the new movie. Who the hell knows? We'll find out.
Blue flannel, who knows?
Next Friday.
Nenext Friday, the 27th.
The 27th.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm shooting that weekend. I have a
We'll figure it out.
I'm going the 26th. So
I'm shooting that weekend, and then I have to prep for. So I don't know when I'm actually going to get to see it, but I will try to get to it at some point.
Yeah, we'll jump back
for a midnight release.
Yes, I mean we'll do a live. I don't know when we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
So anybody listening, I don't know when we're going to.
We'll get to it eventually. We'll jump on here eventually and talk about it.
We'll have the spoiler witch at hand.
Yes, the spoiler witch will be involved in that episode. One more thing. Again, we're gonna have another Patreon exclusive episode talking about Scream 1. I know we didn't really discuss it here because of that. So that's why we kind of brushed over all the Scream 1 stuff. So the next couple days.
I would never knowingly brush over Scream 1.
Exactly.
Let's just say that.
Exactly. So I'll be pushing that everywhere.
I think it's fair to say that for the most part, all of these favorites, if we hadn't, it would probably mostly all be from Scream.
Yeah, absolutely.
All of us would agree. That's all the killer reveals. Yeah, it would have been a boring episode if we did that.
Yes,
it would have been a little
it's
redundant.
unfair.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining us. If you were here in the chat, thank you so much.
We just hit 2 hours.
That's it. We're savages. This was an extravaganza, if I do say so myself.
It was.
Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Blue Sky, Facebook, all that good stuff at Haunted Hangover. Head over to hauntedhangover.com where you can find links to everything, including our Patreon page, where you can gain access to that bonus content I just talked about. Rate and review us. It'd be greatly appreciated. And as always, remember, the best cure for a hangover is
More booze.
More booze.
What's your favorite scary movie? Oh my God, it's the vampire from Subspecies.
Subspecies. I'm gonna make Chris watch these fucking movies.
Oh
next,
no,
and that's what we're talking about. Radu coming soon.
And on that,
Radu and his little guy.
Oh
and
my God, that's
God.
next.
Radu is next.
We'll do a Subspecies extravaganza. Have a good night, guys. Catch you later.